Got to have faith in the other players, faith that they will be able to roll initiatives even worse.
But I don't
Oh.
want to have that kind of faith. I want them all to do better.
Gotta believe. You gotta believe. All
Give
right.
us something to believe in.
Stream has started. That looks good. Hello and welcome to 20 Sides to Every Story. We'll be chatting in just a moment. I'm just moving some things around there. Galaxian, nice to see you. Nuthouse, hello. Road Killer, I can already see you. Scenario. Do the little pop out
Wow.
chat button here. Throw this over here. Move that around. Close that down. And we're going to be playing some Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition. We are working our way... Whoa, hype train already. We are working our way through Tyranny of Dragons, and we are going to have a little segue section here where the adventurers have worked their way through a portion of White Plume Mountain. They have recovered the legendary weapon Black Razor, a rather bad-tempered sword that enjoys killing things and sucking souls. The party has wisely decided to hand that over to the authorities that are going to seal that away in a lead case and have top people working on it. That is half of the amount that they will need to gather. One of 3 legendary weapons. They need one more to earn the value of an elven relic that Anrin was interested in recovering for the Elven Nation. That was found amongst the treasure of the Sky Castle that was retaken from the Cult of the Dragon. The Lords of Waterdeep have claimed the treasures, and for the reasonable price of half the value of it, are returning it to the folks that it was stolen from. So that is part of the things they're looking for. The party was also looking to possibly get a hold of the weapon Whelm, who Yaz has a connection with as potentially their patron, giving Eldritch advice and power. While in White Plume Mountain, the party did suffer a bit of a setback. One of their own was struck down, and they had to evacuate, making their way back to Waterdeep for a resurrection to be cast. Now, thanks to the excellent generosity of Prudence Nodarling of Waterdeep, one of the Waterdelvian novels, Prudence had paid for this resurrection, trying to, curry some favor with the adventuresome team. And as we pick up, what we're going to ask the folks who did the evac to do is let us know how that went. They have 4 challenges to overcome. Each will get to pick one of the challenges. Tell us how the adventuring party managed to bypass it or overcome it on their way back to Waterdeep, and then we will pick back up from there. And first up, Rob Oakes. And which challenge will you be tackling?
We still have the heat metal thing, right?
Sure do. A hallway that, as you pass through it, heats up any metal to a near melting point, scorching any contents. Now, on the way through, you were assaulted by ghouls. On the way back, all those ghouls are dead, but it's still a really hot spot.
Right. So, we were in that sort of Middle Eastern themed, like, very well done room. Like it had like plush Persian rug kind of stuff.
Absolutely. The Oni did enjoy their finery.
So I was going to grab the rug and tell everybody to put their metal stuff on the rug.
Mm-hmm.
And then with I think I have a quarterstaff, just sort of push the rug and pull it through.
Okay.
Hopefully not setting the rug too much on fire halfway through.
The rug does get quite a bit on fire halfway through, but I think you're able to keep things hockey pucking along
Yep.
with your quarterstaff and set, but there's a few scorches there.
Yeah. Ooh, it's hot foot.
Hot foot.
But we got to get Show out of there too. So I was thinking we'd grab a couple rugs because we need to move her too, and all of us are. I mean, Anren can probably carry Show, and that's it.
Mhm.
The rest of us are probably not in that position. So,
Got it. So that covers the heat metal hallway as you create several ways to pull and kick the metal items along. Next up, Yaz, we get to figure out what you took point on overcoming.
I feel like Yaz would tackle the speaking with the gargoyles
Mhm.
as they approach us about being the new masters of Black Razor, and pull a little bit of a deception, be like, yes, and as the new masters, and assuming that you are working for the masters, you let us pass, and maybe it worked out well enough, or he just
Sure.
kind of rambled enough that it worked. I don't know.
Just a little bluff. Yaz keeps the conversation going as everybody sort of just filters out behind.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
a little misdirection.
Misdirection.
Fine.
Well,
Yeah.
look over here. Yeah. And Gary and Grace are very excited to have you on board on the team. They ask you, what type of traps you prefer. Do you want, animals and that sort of thing like the last, guardian, or are you more like, a spiky log kind of person? So, both options are available to you. Pit traps,
Okay.
we could do pit traps. You like
Oh,
blades that swing? Pendulums? Got those. And all
they
that's
catch the
available.
light in a nice way,
They
so maybe
do.
that one. Yeah.
Do. And that'll bring us around to Anrin. Anrin, of the obstacles remaining, the Ifriti or the slippery floor, which were you taking point?
I would like to take the Afridi, which you can hear howling in the background.
And they do come, they do come with a bit of noise. A pair of
Yes, they
Ifrit.
do.
Just as you were about to exit from White Plume Mountain, you encountered a pair of Ifrit leading a string of prisoners, captive humanoids, into the hole that you were about to emerge from. How did you get past them, and what happened? Rorf.
Well, at this point, I am unscathed of everybody, and I am absolutely determined to get out of this and get Show to resurrection as soon as possible. And so the main thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand out and I'm just going to go like this, back this to Yaz,
Hmm?
and say, hand me a talking sword. Just like that. Just hand me the talking sword.
Yes.
Okay. Which one did you hand me?
I probably would have handed you Has.
Okay.
So I'm going to grab Haz. I'm not going to make any attempt at all to bond with Haz. I'm just going to say, just tell them what will happen. You can tell what will happen if they don't just get the heck out of our way and leave the slaves behind. See what happens. I guess an
Okay.
intimidation check.
Yeah, just a run up and charge with Haz and swing, and the two Ifriti, knowing that Black Razor is in there and not really recognizing Haz versus Black Razor, this is just a big wonkin sword being swung at them. They do back down, and you're able to break free, whether they just don't want to lose their prisoners to the weapon or whether they fear for their own existences. Uh, that will get you through and out. Which brings us to Chiquito, who is now challenged with the slippery floor. That is still slippery.
That was the one that was the one trap that had spikes on either side.
That was the trap with the spikes, the super
think-
tetanus spikes.
Yeah, we're gonna probably do the same kind of same way back, kind of the ice, kind of helping us out. Maybe Chiquito might be a little bit better with his Arcana.
Okay.
Kind of have already experienced it once that it seems to be no issue. He adds a little bit of footholds on this, and this time he's going to kind of just slowly bring us through, taking time, making sure that Show's body is preserved as best as possible. Really, without hesitating, just Chiquito's very focused on making sure that we get out of here. So
Sounds
he's
good.
not really gonna mess around at all.
Got it. And with that focus, you're able to overcome the slippery floor, the heated hallway, the gargoyles that greeted you, as well as the Ifrits. Now, you do know the gargoyles and the Ifrits would still be lurking about when you return. And with that, you do have a couple of days' journey ahead. It's not a pleasant one, but you do know that there are spells that can solve this problem. And thankfully, once you arrive in Waterdeep, a patron does step forward offering to cover that resurrection. At that point, Cleric gathers you all, the spell is cast, and Show returns. Show, some things may or may not have been mentioned to you, and is there anything that you say upon awakening?
Not right away, no.
All right. And with that, Show is back in the. Oh, is the picture finally getting matted? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I just got the picture.
Oh, look at that!
Right now.
It got there. It got there already.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Well
I
done, USPS.
didn't mean to get distracted there, but
Sorry
I
about
saw
that. I apapologize.
the
Yeah,
big fishy
I
lips
got
going
really
past.
excited.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy that got there.
Awesome.
Yay.
Once a Show has recovered, a couple of things happen. The party has contacted a few of the notable folks in Waterdeep. Dagult Neverember is talked to about finding some magical items of protection, and he responds with an offer there. Anrin's grandmother does arrive, and Gam Gam, as I've decided she is called, does respond with some options to acquire some things. But I want to give the party a chance to get back together. Things of note: you can return to White Plume Mountain. There will be some new guards. You've seen some sign of those. You do know that the crab is guarding Whelm, and you believe that that northeastern corner probably has. Wave is guarded by the crab. Whelm is off in that northeast corner that you haven't been to yet. What all would you like to do?
I would like a moment with Graham Graham.
Gam Gam, sure.
Okay. Because Gam Gam's from the south, right?
Sure. I mean, she's from the east, southeast.
How far from
How far from so basically, if we're you know what? I got a map. I think maps are a great invention. Let's look at a map. Where is map? So the forest that Anrin came from is a bit north and a bit east of the barbarian tribes where Sho was from. So if we flip over here,
Okay.
and if we look way down where this all started, down here in Greenest. So there's Greenest down there. Is down there. Sho's tribe is kind of over in this area near this gap south of Erebor.
Okay.
Anrin's folks, I believe, are up here in the Reaching Woods near Scornoble.
Mm-hmm.
So Gam Gam would have come from around this area here.
Okay. And where currently is our foolish elvish Harper friend?
Leosin is with you in Waterdeep at the moment.
He's
so
in Waterdeep. Okay.
He's up here in Waterdeep.
Okay.
He wants to be where the action is.
I gotcha. I will ask Gam Gam if she would be so kind. I will produce a rough sketch, and I will say, if by any chance this is kin of mine, and if this young girl comes near y'all, if you could do me a kindness, take her in and be. I don't know that I'm going to get south, but I got reason to believe she's in danger. And I'm going to have a letter and just ask. I know you're not leaving right away, but I'm not planning to head south anytime soon. I don't know that I can get there in time anyway. But if you could carry this south, that would help me.
Oh, I'd be delighted to, darling.
Oh, she's southern. I love it.
Apparently she's Southern. We decided that. Gam. You know,
Mhm.
she's traveled the world and she likes to hang on to that Southern accent apparently. Um,
I'm obliged.
and you know, you take care of my little Anrin there.
Do the best I can. Mostly Aaron takes care of us. But thank you, ma'am.
And I think I have an idea what's in that letter, but if there's anything else, you want to
I
let me
was
know.
going to type a little something out to you.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Anybody else got business they want to take care of in Waterdeep?
Well, I too want to talk to my grandmother, and who I
I would have
also
done
would
that
probably call Gam Gam.
after Aaron did. I wouldn't have jumped in line in front of Aaron. I would have waited
No,
until
it's
Aaron.
okay. You can, Rob. I would at this point let you jump in front of me in any line except for one that was composed of dangerous bits of steel.
Well, all right, fair enough.
Hey,
That's like,
So
Rob, do you happen to
Yeah.
speak Elven?
it's not come up. I don't.
Okay. Does anyone in the party other than Anrin happen to speak Elven?
Nope.
Okay. Fair enough. Gam manages common fairly well.
All right. I mean, I might have a shared language with her, but I doubt it because I know mostly
Nope.
languages people don't like.
It's just a quirk of the language and her name that I was going to
Oh,
let you know about.
okay. Cool. That's all good. And I just thank you, ma'am. And then I let I'm like, well, Aaron, let's just be with your kin. And then I walk out.
okay, thank you. So I'm not even going to be looking at her. What is this quirk of the name?
What is this quirk of the name? I don't know that you've even made the connection, Anrin, because you've always called her Gam, and you realize that in common there's a grandmother and that sort of thing. But basically, her name translated literally into the common language would be Great Gams.
Nice.
Somehow I was thinking that you might be going in that direction.
So
But
she's had that name
would
for
not have thought that.
yeah, she's had that moniker for longer than she's had children. So
Yeah, and that would be longer than most of the people that she's been talking to have been alive. So
there we
yeah.
go.
So I want to be released from this quest.
But you're doing so well, dear.
How can you say I'm doing well? I have taken up with admittedly wonderful people, but I didn't do it for the purposes of finding the ewer. And having found it, I can't secure it, and I don't want any of them to die for something that is not any of their issue or problem. And one of them died because I couldn't do anything. So I do not feel that I am even living up to my child's name at this point.
Oh, sugar. You're gonna have to think about that a little differently. These folks, they're gonna die, and they're gonna die frequent. And, well, if you think about it like a field full of butterflies, if you take the time to worry about the butterflies as they die and make a little grave for each butterfly, you're just gonna have a field full of graves instead of a field full of butterflies. You gotta remember, they're gonna come and go. Enjoy them while you can, but don't mind the passing. Now, as for what you thought you were doing and what you did, well, I make my own fate, but the gods do work in odd ways. Whoop,
Because
Um,
tell me more about that, because I keep experiencing catch fire. I can burn things.
Well, there are a couple of ways that could happen. Now, if you've caught the attention of the gods, and, being my granddaughter, you very well may have, but that that could be a gift from them. That could be the arcane waking up inside of you. Um, do you have a sense of where the power's coming from?
It seems to be part of me instead. I talked with my companion Yaz, and he seems to have voices that seem to come from outside him. I don't have those voices at all. I just have something coming from inside me. But it seems to be bright and hard and angry sometimes.
And I think being the age she is and Elvin, she would lead you through some meditative steps, some ways to reflect, some things to better listen to yourself as you go through your meditations. She doesn't have a quick answer, but she does give you some steps that might lead you to more of a realization there. Now, as far as who it might be that is the power inside of you, or whether it's your own, that's something only you will discover and only you need to know. Um, keep an eye out for the signs and listen to what you hear yourself saying. And in that, she's talking about playing back your own words and your own actions in your mind as part of your evening meditations. And, take your full rest. All 8 hours. All 8.
I suppose I should do that more often. I don't usually. Then I also know that I think that one of the reasons why my friend died this particular time and why no one else got hurt is because they think that I'm going to get hurt more easily than they are. So if you know of a person who would be able to provide me with, or at least craft, perhaps, a slightly better version of the chainmail shirt that I have, I would appreciate that too. And of course, I will pay for that.
And she lets you know that the craftspeople of the area will be happy to get the work on that for her, and gives you the information kind of we talked about in the chat there. That if it's true magic that you're looking for, arcane trades for arcane or favors of that sort. But if it's just mithril that you're looking for, something to work on up from as a base, that can certainly get researched. And of course, I'll make sure it's appropriate to the family and to you.
Thank you. I would appreciate that. Um, I I hope I can have. Okay, I know you're going to tell me I'm being childish, but is it really worth it? Is that you were really worth all of this?
And she sort of smiles and says, "Well, the ewer can bring back someone who has died, like your friend. It may be exhausted now, but that is within its powers. So, yes, one death is worth it."
Okay, thank you. I feel better, and I won't be, well, maybe I need to be swayed from my path. Maybe I just need to stop being so simple-minded. I love you, Gam Gam.
And she gives you the head ruffle and the sleep in sometimes.
I'll try.
Always banging the pots and pans together at 2 a.m. Who has breakfast that time? And basically that's, the familial exchange carries on from there. But she's happy to get you set up on the way. And as far as the quest goes, she seems to think you're doing a bang up job. There's maybe a little undertone that you might think about later, and it's hard for me to convey, but she does place elven life at a higher value than, the fleeting lives of some of your friends. So,
God, the butterfly reference.
yeah. So, just a
It felt like a hug.
this just a no,
You beautiful fleeting thing, Rob.
Yeah.
just a little bit. Uh Anybody
God
else?
damn it! Thanks for noticing.
Yeah. I mean, you're very pretty, but you were a worm yesterday. You'll be a smear on the ground tomorrow.
Ain't no shame in a worm's life, though.
It ain't your cocoon.
So with that, Gam Gam now, of course, is looking to, along with the familial set, is looking to get the party's activities to benefit the Elven nation, her part of the family specifically. So yes, she would very much like you to continue pursuing that ewer. Degalt, in his offerings, is kind of urging in the same direction as, Yaz specifically, who indicated potentially that they would take on some title to the Mirror of Dead Men, and give some legal way to claim the land there. Bring that in under the sway of the Never Ember families. The rest of you, of course, interest is shown as well. Anyone else have any topics they wish to broach? All right.
I think Chiquito would just be kind of waiting alongside, checking up on Show, pretty much. Kind of just waiting around. He wouldn't have much to do in the city.
Sounds good. And with that, if the party has any conversation they would like to have amongst themselves, otherwise, we can start the journey back to White Plume Mountain and how you would like to approach that area. So, anything else you'd like to address amongst yourselves before we head out? If we head out.
Hanrin would. Go ahead.
I have a request. If that happens again, if you need me in that moment, bring me back. But if it is like this, where you will be traveling, I would prefer to go to my people. I would ask that you take me home.
I understand.
Understood.
It was very strange, and I cannot shake the feeling now that I am not meant to be here. Perhaps it will pass in time.
I respect that,
Uh,
but we do need you.
we do need you.
I mean more in the immediate sense. In that moment, if you need me in that moment, and you have the ways, certainly bring me back. It would be my desire to help you if I can. But if it is not immediate, if I am to die, then I am to die.
Hmm.
Again, perhaps I will feel differently when I'm further from it, but at the moment I am struggling with feeling as though I don't belong. It was very taxing. There was something cold there that felt like it did not belong.
Yes, would probably, only if Sho agrees to it, would try to give her a hug, because he hears how the warm bloods like hugs, so he would hope that would bring her comfort. But he's clearly like, is this the right time to do it? Is it okay?
Oh, she'll
Like-
hug you back. Yeah.
Okay. He's like he wants to comfort Sho, but he's also like unsure. But seeing that,
That
he'll
is a different
give a little.
cold embrace.
Sorry.
Too embarrassed to even look at you. So I have a hard time any part of this conversation.
Chiquito would just kind of nod, say, "Yep, yep." I mean, we all have. I guess we all have choices to make. I guess, and yeah, that's fair. Definitely. We're happy to have you back, though.
I am
And-
pleased beyond measure that none of the rest of you died. I
Right. And
feel sorry that I could not protect you longer.
no, don't apologize. So we let you down too. So we're just happy you're back. We have to protect each other.
It's true. Well said, Chiquito.
Just don't protect me that hard again. I don't want you to die on my behalf.
Well, I was not protecting you any more than anyone else. But what is our plan? Where are we pulled next? I have said I have no desire to return to the mountain. I had no desire to go. But if it is what you need, then I will go to protect you.
The mountain isn't going anywhere, to my understanding. If it is more comfort to you and to Anrin in her quest for the thing she seeks, I am fine with spending time away from the mountain for now.
The thing is I got a letter from Frulam, and I think things are going to kick up again. We weren't done with our work before. I think we can expect more to come from this cult. Might have made sort of a dicey bargain with these folk when we agreed to help Frulam get promoted, so to speak.
Got a letter.
Yeah. It was a letter, right, Casey? It wasn't like a verbal message or
Yes, a messenger delivered a letter to you.
Okay. So I can show it to him, right?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. So I show you guys a letter. Where's my Casey? Here we go. All right. My Casey.
Where's my Casey?
My Casey.
My Casey.
The letter says, Master Oaks, I congratulate you on your victory. With the incompetency of Resmir laid bare, my promotion is assured. You have my thanks, and I will pray that Tiamat find your performances entertaining when she returns to judge the peoples of this world. The bounties placed upon you have been revoked. A slight complication has arisen in that the method of your conquest resulted in the badge of office I sought to claim was taken when the castle fell. Fortuitously, it has fallen its way into your possession, so I can request its return without unpleasantness. At your earliest opportunity, please present the mask to the messenger so they might return it to me. I chose not to. I should tell you all that. In return for this friendly gesture, I offer this friendly advice. If multiple people or groups are searching for the same person, those people are groups. I think this might be a typo. For the same people, those people or groups often find one another before they locate the person they are searching for. It was unsurprising when the nobility of Waterdeep hired professionals to start digging into your past for leverage after your victory. Somewhat surprising were the novice efforts of a young woman in Having exploited such things against my enemies in the past, as your friend, I suggest you tend to such things. Those Waterdelvians can be ruthless and would not hesitate to lean on such relationships if they discovered what I have. The momentary discomfort of conversation or correspondence to settle the past can prevent one from having to make terrible choices in the future. Your friend, Frula Mondath. So, some of you know I have a daughter.
What? Yeah, I do. I've heard it a few times. You mentioned it.
I know it's a good one. I was actually like, when you said that, like, I was like, did I not tell Chicky? I swore I told
Did
Chicky.
You told yes, but I
Yeah,
over you mentioned it maybe out loud a few times. I
Oh,
figured when you was right.
damn, you got me. I didn't even see that coming. Anyway, yeah, I have a daughter. From my first marriage. Is no longer a marriage, and we split fairly amicably, but my daughter is she's kind of a chip off of this block, not her mom's block, and a little wild, and I'm just a little worried she might get into something or be found and used as leverage against me or us. Obviously, he's not so subtle. He thinks he's writing, like, some kind of great novel. I'm like, oh, can you read between my lines? Yeah, I can read. Yeah, it's right there.
That wasn't a friendly letter?
No, it wasn't. No. Yeah, I know. I think tried to make it sound like it was, but it wasn't. No. Well,
It was a friendly, threatening letter.
yes,
Oh.
yeah. I think he might think it was veiled, but I missed the veil.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I mean, he's kind of a d-bag. I mean,
This is true.
we knew that when we made the deal, right? So, like, this is making me sweat. I'm digging it. With the headphones and the hat, it's too much.
Goblin hat generated tons of heat.
Oh man! All right. Bumpus. Thank you. All right. Our code word for telling our dogs to stop barking is bumpuses. All right. So I just look up and go, I don't even know where she is. These guys know more than I know right now. This is why I want to talk to your Gam and see if, for people, your folk would look out for her. It's the only one I know heading south.
At least my people would.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about other of the elves that live in the reaching wood.
I don't know either. I can only hope. I guess I could head south and just start walking around the mountains.
We've done that before. It's not very effective.
It's not.
Can be very rewarding.
Yeah, in that sort of find yourself kind of way, but find my daughter kind of way. I don't know that it's going to get me there.
What would you do with this?
Well, I already made it clear I'm keeping the mask.
Well, maybe he'll come and find you and we can ask him.
That would be my preferred way of this going down. The other way I see this going down is he finds us and he's already got Sarah. And that would be my less preferred way of that going down, where he's got a knife in front of her and goes, hey.
It isn't a Hold on. It is possible that they could have the skill because they've used it with us before. Remember the invisible man who tried to stabby us in the hotel?
Yeah,
They
Yeah.
definitely
they have that ability. Yep.
Mhm.
So,
I-
do you want to find her first?
We're weeks away, unless somebody's got a way of getting us there in the blink of an eye.
The Harpers?
Is would I know at this point, being an initiative into the Harpers, if there was a message network where I could put something out to the Harpers to keep an eye out for her?
Oh yeah, you would know that the Harpers have a pretty strong message network. The Yozen is a little more gung ho than any of the other contacts that you have made amongst the Harpers. Most have been kind of, yeah, we're doing good stuff, but keep it on the down low. Secret
Okay.
society. Secret's
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
part of the name. Leozen's like Harper shirts for everybody.
Right.
So there's a
So
little mismatch there.
is there a chance Rob would have made over the that week we were being wined and dined before we left for White Plume Mountain, maybe made another Harper subtle contact?
I think that's fairly plausible, possible. And I think the one that you would most likely have met with would be one of the attendees who's going to be involved in the Council of Waterdeep when it occurs in a few weeks to month, which would be Ramalia Haventree. She's a moon elf, and she is nobility. Um, Lady Haventree, when greeted in public, but please just Remy, when we're together.
Okay.
And she's very forthright with you, letting you know that look, Leozen has the absolute best of intentions, but
But he's kind of an idiot.
it's kind of an idiot. Yes, you've
Yeah.
you've assessed that accurately.
Now, Anrin had his number like within 3 minutes. I was sort of like, well, maybe he's got a plan. Turned out he didn't. But anyway.
That is part of his problem. The other part is he clings to the old notions. You see, the Harpers rose in power and prominence and then collapsed because they don't have protection. If someone like this cult knows who the Harpers are, they can pick them off one by one. There's no standing army. There's no place
Right.
of defense. So the network has to remain secret. Um, and you all are aware that the Harpers did rise to prominence and then sort of like vanished. And that vanishing, now that you're a little bit on the inside, was mostly because the people found out who they were and stabbed them. And that's
Okay.
how you get rid of Harpers. They've built back up a bit since then. Leozen's getting a little ahead of himself, but Ramali's like, let's pull it back. Now, of course, we're all concerned about these rumors among the cultists that Tiamat will rise, and I believe you, and I believe that the cultists are going to make an attempt of that sort, but it seems impossible. That's what we're looking to find out. We want information so that we can show the others that this is a threat. A few years ago, people would have thought it impossible to send an entire city to Avernus, and yet that happened.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what we're looking to find out. Now, of course, our network can keep an eye out for your loved ones, but there's very little protection we can offer aside from the information. And
No, I'm actually not hoping for protection.
well,
I'm hoping you find her first and tell her to get to Waterdeep.
here's the other concern. There's no test to become a Harper. Part of our skill is knowing which of the information we receive is true and which is false, but the information flows. If we start looking for your daughter, a cultist could be among that chain and find out faster because we've started asking. I'm willing to make the effort, but I do wish to let you know I'm not sure how much you've done espionage on this scale before.
None.
Ah,
I'm asking you for your help.
Well, that's
Um,
that's part of the concern is because our network is open, it is open. Uh, there are other networks that you might be able to inquire to that are a bit better at maintaining their secrets because they are willing to kill for them. Have you heard of the Zentarum?
yeah, I'm aware of them.
While it's unpleasant,
In fact, I
they
think I helped one of them out.
it's good to have them owing you a favor. They may be more capable in this manner. They move a great number of people all along the coast, and try as we might to find them and free them, we can't. Those same networks can move a person willingly.
All right. Can you get me in touch with them?
So as you start thinking back, you actually have an invitation from Jamna
That's right.
Gleamsilver
I did. Yeah.
amongst your invitations of people to talk to. Jamna was a gnome who let you know that it's time to leave this caravan. We're about to take it apart, and it would be nice if you weren't there.
Yep. I remember. And didn't we help somebody buried up to their neck?
You did. The person who was buried up to his neck was one of the Harpers, though.
Oh, okay.
That
All right.
was that was
That
that
was
was
not helping the Zentarim. Okay.
that is how you deal with a Harper. You find out who they are and you bury them up to the neck in the middle of a road and wait till people step on them.
I love my life choices. I I don't want to take up too much time here, focusing on my little storyline here, but just if I could make contact with the Zentarim, and sorry, I pronounced that Hebraically, uh, uh, but then see if I can get I'll owe you a favor if somebody can get Sarah here, and then I a lute string and a little bit of a song. I'll teach them so that she'll know that it's me. Um,
Sounds good.
and how much would that cost me?
Uh, Negligible.
Okay.
So Ramalia is aware, and will start putting the feelers out there discreetly as possible. And we've indicated an interest in talking with Jamna, who is among the Zentarum, or Zentarim. And as that's all sort of going on, anyone else have any angles that they wish to pursue?
Just as an aside to everyone, we did gain 10,000 gold pieces out
Oh,
of
that's true.
Plume. So bear in mind that if we split that, we've all got 2,000 gold more. So
Ooh.
when
Good.
costs come up,
Good to remember.
Yeah, I think basically you all forgot about the gold. You just piled it on the little skid that you made, and when Sho woke up, there's just like gold and platinum all over. It's like,
I don't think I
why?
need this in the afterlife.
Super bling.
They've taken the silver coins on the eyes to a new extreme here. So
Where is my gold chariot?
I mean, you might have had one. That time that you were gone is a little foggy, so might have been a gold chariot. All right. So throughout this all, Degult keeps entreating you to, Yaz, have you given any consideration to Lord
Yeah,
Yaz?
he certainly has. His
Baron
only
von
concern,
Yaz.
yes, he certainly is interested. But he also doesn't want, like, if having that title means he's not able to continue with the group, because he'd rather see their work done with what's been going on first. And if that means being separated from the group, he would probably decline it because he
Oh.
sees what the group is after being more important in the long run compared to being a lord or baron or whatever the title would be.
Oh, no, of course not. Absentee landlordism is all the rage these days. So we just need to get you nice and ennobled. We'll get the claims done up, a few signatures. It'll all be fine. And of course, you'll want to make an appearance now and then to speak to your people, let them know what's going on as we do the gentrification of the neighborhood, all that sort of horrible things that
Oh.
DeGault would say. But basically,
There's just like a long hiss if that because it's just like.
but really, what DeGault is driving towards is a person to communicate with the tribes to help with the continuing construction of the high road. Now that it's been exposed that there was some cult involvement, and that part of the structure has crumbled,
Mhm.
that structure has crumbled. And so now there are lizard folk, there are frog folks, all causing havoc with the roadway, and they're looking for someone to help nail that down. And Yaz, as a representative of the lizard folk, known to them, I think you had mentioned that you spoke to this Snapjaw fellow,
I think he has, yeah.
and
I feel like if he were to do that, just knowing how kind of, because usually it's by birthright, from what I understand, correct?
Mhm.
The only one he knows that has some form of leadership among the lizard folk would be Snapjaw. So I feel like he would want to try to discuss this with him and be like, would you accept me in this position to try and do what's best for your people, for your and our people?
okay. And I've gone a little vague on the memory between what actually happened and what some of the plans discussed were. I believe there was some conversation about possibly trying to pass yourself off as the returned king, effectively, the rightful heir to some portion of that. And then I believe we threw in the cult of Coca as a little bit of that conversation point there. And this is where I start to forget what was planned conversation
I
versus
think
what really happened.
I think the cult of Coca thing was like at the inn because we were like, oh, there's a ton of rats around here. Like we
That's
can use
right.
that to our advantage. So that was at the inn.
Okay.
I don't think that had anything to do with the lizard folk.
Okay.
My
But I,
memory's
I,
fuzzy too because I don't.
I think there was some discussion of building that in, but I think it was mostly joking.
Okay.
Right.
I just sometimes it blurs.
Right.
So yeah, you could definitely look at that presentation.
Yeah.
And as DeGault's sort of going over the options, yes, absolutely, we could go get this Snapjaw individual, invite them back to town. No, that would be a bad idea. Well, we could send a delegation out there. Uh,
Mhm.
those sorts of things can definitely happen.
Yeah. I think what Yaz would do is he would admit that he is willing, but there is the issue of the dragon cult that he feels like he wants to focus on with the party first, and in regards to the lizard folk, that's going to be a slow transition, or a relatively slow transition compared to what he might be used to with, like, you know delegations and things. So he's just going to tell him that straight away, like, it's going to take time.
Sure. Sounds good. So as time starts ticking by a little bit, and you're putting out the feelers, you're getting ready to speak to Zentarim. You've got the lizard folk delegation heading out that way with the appropriate people to talk to. Um, you all, at about the same time, get that sort of tinnitus ringing in your ear. And then it builds and it builds and it builds until you can feel it like a solid pressure throughout your whole body. And everybody's sort of looking around at the same time. You can hear the animals have gone quiet. And then it just kind of pops and goes away. And yeah, that was just like a weird air pressure thing going on. And
My
not,
ears are
yeah.
important.
Wait,
Yaz
what'd
is
you
gonna
guys feel?
Yaz is gonna do the thing where you just keep, like, opening your jaw to get, like, the pop out of your, like.
And Chiquito, I mean, you didn't get the air pressure thing, but you could feel like the little vibration sensors that you have, everything just sort of like rang for a moment.
was that?
And does anybody have an Arcana that they would like to roll?
I can
Mm,
give it a go.
Sure.
That would be me as well, just kind of giving it a go. If I could
Yeah.
still roll.
Rob's actually real good on this one.
Yeah.
I didn't even look, sorry.
It's all right. So Rob, you are the one who kind of like that's a horn. That is 100% somebody is blowing into a horn, and you can't hear the noise, but you can feel the pressure of it. Um, like something like an alpine horn. If for some reason you couldn't hear it, but you could feel it hitting you. Everyone heard it.
Like
And
everyone in Waterdeep
like
heard it?
everyone, bar none,
In the world.
in the world. Deaf people heard it.
That's not encouraging.
And it is certainly unencouraging. It is unnerving. And everybody seems to kind of like, okay, that was weird, but what you gonna do? Until the next day when it happens again at around the same time.
This has the feeling of a portent, y'all. Like,
You mentioned that it's happening at the same time.
Yeah.
What time would that be?
It is happening at 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
The afternoon.
This might be a stretch, but would we have experienced anything at that time or would we know of anything at that time that holds significance, or?
So nothing that comes together for you at the moment. You do a bit of thinking, nothing that, really would make sense for you right then. But on the third day, it does reoccur. And this time DeGault shows up and asks for your attention. You've heard the call, obviously everyone has. Some of our draconian friends have let us know that is the Drackhorn. It's a old dragon call. It's being blown quite loudly from somewhere, and the problem is we can't figure out where. Given that this Drackhorn is dragon related and the cult seems likely involved, we were hoping we could find someone who'd be willing to look into it for us. The last known location of the Drackhorn was far to the north, the Sea of Moving Ice. That's quite a ways from where I understand you had an interest in the south. But we can send many people to the south and a few professionals such as yourselves to the north. Is that something we could interest you in doing?
it's been 3 days of the horn blowing, and the first horn blow occurred the day I talked to the Zentarim.
It did.
Okay. So no chance, really, that I would have heard anything back yet at this point.
No chance, or at least not if she was doing any sort of good hiding.
And we talked about this at the very beginning of this campaign, Casey.
Mhm.
So I don't remember this is like magic item shops are not a thing. I can't go find that's not the game we're playing. So
So you could go find a magic item shop to sell like the staff of bird calls, flowers, that sort of stuff.
right.
You can definitely go find someone to cast like a sending, that sort of stuff for you.
Yeah, I
And
just don't want. Then I'd have to kill that guy, and then we wouldn't get the response. So,
but like scrolls and that sort of stuff, they are pricey. most magic items are dealt in trade like for like, unless you have tremendous amounts of gold.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't think we're at tremendous yet. I'm really trying to get my hand on a sending stone set.
You have half of a set at the moment, and the Harpers could be
Oh, that's right. We do have the
encouraged.
one that talks to Leosin, right?
Yeah. So you do have half of a set, and Leosin is a friend.
Oh no, that's good. That's fine. Never mind. I forgot that.
Okay.
That's good enough. I can check back with, so I can talk with Leosin and say if any word comes back about Sarah, send me a message on this stone.
Of course. Absolutely.
Perfect.
And
all right,
I will plaster her name and face across the Sword Coast.
No.
Posters.
No.
Songs.
I appreciate your enthusiasm. I'm gonna like I really like your energy. There's a lot of it. It's great, but I'm gonna need you to just dial it back. Can I talk to Romalia? But just no. We're gonna keep that all on the inside. We're gonna keep it all on the inside. This is gonna be like an inward journey, and once you hear from her, we're gonna play it real low and slow, and then we'll go big. Like once we know where she's at, and you've told me, then we'll go huge. But right now, just keep that all on the inside, all that energy on the inside.
Hold that in.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Leozin's kind of your man in Waterdeep.
Okay.
He's a little too obvious to be a useful spy.
Yeah,
but
he's a schmuck.
At the same time, it's hard to kill him.
No, I mean he means well. He's that the friend that you have right in the middle of the back seat.
The one
Yeah,
who really has to puke during Bohemian Rhapsody.
exactly. That's that guy, right? He's like, yeah. Why do we bring this asshole? I don't know. He's funny. He makes me laugh. All right.
Tell him to slum down a bit. I can't see. I can't see in the rear mirror.
That's right.
It's up too high.
He's just right up there. I can't tell when. Yeah. Anyway. So that's it for me.
Okay.
I'm good. I am okay to continue working this quest, folks. I'm a little nervous about all of this. It's got to stop. That's just my point of view on this. I think it's bigger than what we set out to do, and I don't feel the work's done. And I got people threatening my daughter.
I agree with you. In fact, I'm not sure it isn't what we were sent out to do, regardless of what we thought we were doing.
He's going to the north to investigate this horn. The best way to keep your daughter safe.
I can't think of a way I'm gonna find her. Is the problem, show? Like I was thinking, like, do I head south? Do I head south? Do I head south? And I can't ask you guys to all come with me, and we all just go south, and I don't know where. I mean, all I got is a guy who wants this mask, who I already told, hey, double deuces. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how. I mean, I guess we could go after Frulam and make him tell us where she is. I mean, that's a thing. Or one of these lords, apparently it's alluded to in this letter, one of these lords was trying to dig up dirt on me and found her too. So, I mean, we could figure out which one of them did it.
Now, are you having any of these discussions involving DeGalt, or are you keeping him excluded from these?
Not part of this.
Not part of this.
I would not want him part of it yet.
No problem.
Well, I suppose there is a possibility that if we pursue this horn, and it is the cult, which seems likely, that it may lead us to Frulam again.
Or we can go tracing down Frulam, but now he's the speaker, right? Like,
yes, speakers are breakable.
Well, we've actually proved that twice, I think. Well, once times two.
Once and a half.
The guy
He
Chumbawamba
one
on us.
speaker and one asshole.
And this guy just, I mean, seriously, it's hard to take him seriously with that look on it. He looks like he's going to pout his way to power. Anyway,
He kind of did, didn't he?
yeah.
He gave us the pout, and we're like, fine.
Well, to be fair,
Uh.
our options were limited at the moment.
No, they
We
really
agreed
were.
to help, so that we didn't have to fight them on their terms.
No, it was a good choice. We made the right choice. I'm just saying we don't have to play by their rules either. Like, these guys are doing bad things. We need to stop them. I'm not going to play games with them. I'm not going to give them back their magic mask here. And it's certainly not if they just start threatening my family members. I'm not dealing with it on that level. But I also don't know where to find Sarah. I would assume she's on this side of the mountains now. She's probably not south of Nam. So
I don't have a way to send a message, but
neither do
it's
I.
not far from my tribe. My brother is a hunter, a tracker. He might be able to help.
What was the last word that you got regarding her, or do you not have any words?
Prior to this, what I got from Frulam,
Yeah.
she was being moved to a safe house outside of I can't ever remember the name of the city here. Hold on. It's my backstory. We bring it up so often. Crimor. She was on the
Oh.
outskirts of Crimor and and
Hmm.
I have some friends named the Grossmans. They were taking care of her, but they moved her someplace safe, and then I lost track of her.
Did they say
Probably
what direction
for her
was safe?
safety. Well, she was still going to be in the area. It's just I made some powerful enemies there, singing a couple songs that were 100% the truth, but power doesn't care about the truth. So
How old is your daughter?
Rob scratches his chin, goes, "Things have changed." Oh, she's 16. In human
Think she might
years.
not be impatient with being moved around because you sing bad song? I mean, truthful but painful songs?
I 100% think she's probably ducked out and gone on her own. 100%. She didn't fall far from this block.
If that's the case, if she didn't fall far from block, perhaps put yourself in her shoes. If you were in her shoes, where would she go?
Where the road took her. And that's the problem.
Agree with
yeah,
you?
Difficult.
She would, I mean, she's either going to head to Greenest, which I kind of doubt, and she'd probably be heading on the western road towards Candlekeep.
Candlekeep?
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know who she talked to. She probably got advice from people along the way. I mean, she's friendly. She's outgoing. She's got the Oak's charm. I mean, people would,
Dangerous.
yeah, it is dangerous.
So as you start talking that over, and you are getting some feedback throughout, on different things. You've mentioned possibly hunting the worm speakers, and you do have at least a messenger to lean on. Could I get a quick investigation from whoever would like to lead up the team on where Frulam might be?
I might have some insight into that if I had a chance to look at the letter, but I couldn't
I
investigate
am not
that.
an investigator.
I don't think any of us are.
Boop! I'll do it. Here we go.
All right, go Chiquito.
Go Chiquito.
Nice.
Oh, Chiquitos!
Now we got that little bit of extra sauce on it.
You booped yourself. Oh, it's a 20.
Yeah.
It's a 20. Nice.
Oh.
So Chiquito, as you're just like You know, if I was going to be a black dragon worm speaker,
Yep.
I would probably want to hang out with a black dragon.
Yep.
Oh, we're
Where
going
do
down.
I know there's a black
Oh.
dragon?
We're going to Yaztown.
We're going to my kingdom.
Population, yes.
Population, yes.
Back to my kingdom. By the
I
way,
never-
I didn't mean to like interrupt or anything. I heard you talking about that. Yes.
Do you think it's a smart idea? It sounds really cool. I never had anything like that before. Like, I mean, even now, this many shiny things, and he's gonna hold up his like coin purse and jangle it, and it's gonna be really loud and really heavy. He's like, I don't. He's just gonna ramble. What do you think?
Yes. What might you think gives Waterdeep the right to tell those people who's in charge?
Oh, nothing. But I figure bureaucracy will get in the way. So it's. I figure out I was enough of a bit of a wall that it would be okay.
All right. Okay. Whatever.
I've lived in Baldur's Gate. Like nothing gets done. So like I'm sure it'll be fine.
I mean, here's the thing. We walked through there. It didn't seem real well organized. Their leadership had kind of dissipated. I'd be pro Yaz for King of the Lizard
mean,
Folk.
Yeah, no problem. Just
I mean, no,
know.
but I 100% agree. I don't like the idea of Waterdeep installing a puppet, but I don't think we think Yaz is going to be a puppet. You know,
don't let anybody, you know.
Coco won't let that happen anyway.
Yep. Don't let anybody do that to you. Yes, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no puppetry. You got to be your own lizard.
Yeah.
I am good at the. I am good. I'm good at the. A little coca. I'm good at the like talky disrupty.
That's
Yeah.
Ness. And I mean that mixed with politics. I mean, like it takes so long, and like I'm like Waterdeep. They got so much like paperwork and things. Like I'm sure things like it'll take forever.
Yeah,
So,
you don't feel nothing anyway. You'll be a perfect politician. Just kidding.
oh yeah,
I mean,
I'll get it. Whatever.
what could go wrong?
I
I've
think
already-
there's.
I've already been a criminal, like so it should be fine.
Well, actually, that is actually a point in your favor. I think I think that the whole thing that I worry about is this Daggle guy. I think he's used to playing people like Rob pulls out his lute and he just starts and he gets the song he
Yeah.
and he gets the song he wants, you know. So just I'm a little worried about that. I'm just saying it, you know.
This is true, but his experiences are with warm
Dumb
bloods.
people like me, yeah, I know.
No, like warm bloods, like people like the humans and the elves and the orcs, like they all, as I've seen from all of you, and I've lived among them, so they're all very smart individuals, very, they have the ingenuity.
That has
And
not been in my experience.
he does not know how to work with lizard folk, and that's where I bridge the gap.
Well, make sure you're getting paid on your side. That's all I'm saying. And I know you know how to look out for you. I'm just saying.
I appreciate that. I do. There's
a lot of us
Dude.
warm bloods who just crap on everything because apparently we want to keep everything warm, you know. But
I
through crap.
in my mind, I knew I am not at all qualified, but neither is anyone else for where they're going.
That's fair.
And if anyone is going to do what is best for people such as myself, I feel like I should have a say in that.
I think that's
Agree
fair.
with you.
I think that's fair.
Thank you.
Well, let's go get Yaz all kinged up.
Uh,
The drills go up.
So, on that, Dagalt has had a few drafts that they run past you, and as you all get a chance to look at the drafts, they are obviously in the favor of the Never Ember family, giving right of way through the lands for the high road to connect Neverwinter and Waterdeep, rights to tax the travel upon their lands, all that sort of stuff. And they're not leaning too heavily on the lizard folk. Nothing's really outrageous or bad in this deal. It looks like it's a fair deal, but it puts a lot of burden on Yaz to keep the lizard folk away from the roads.
the road.
like, you know, if you want to trade, that's fine, but no eating people.
Mm.
Really need to
Hey.
reinforce no eating.
Would he know from being in the area? Because when they were there, the lizard folk, they were going to the road, but that's because they were under the thumb of the cult. Would he have any knowledge that is like a hunting ground of theirs? Because they were pretty far out, like
No.
away from the road anyway.
Yeah, that's up on the mountains. That's away from the road. The thing that's going to be the kind of kicker there is, in order for the lizard folk to be away from the road, somebody's going to have to deal with that black dragon issue. Because if the lizard folk are listening to the black dragon, and the black dragon says, "Go bring me that gold," and with the no leadership, and dragons are really big lizards, very imposing looking. Like on a scale of, lizard to Godzilla, they're the Godzilla. So King of Monsters gets to order the other ones around.
Yeah, Yaz would probably warn them of that. Like, he's just gonna tell them, they're not gonna listen right away. There's some hierarchy things that need to be worked out.
And Dagalt is genuinely happy to see that you grasp that. Wonderful. That is exactly where you come in.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and Rob has some thoughts on that. There's a bit of hazard that Yaz is going to be taking on that I think you recognize, sir.
Absolutely.
And
Otherwise,
I
there would
think-
not be such rich rewards.
I think there would, yes, it seems very rich. I would like to see that maybe 1% of the trade that goes through goes to the lizard folk. 1% tariff.
And he'll get into the nitty gritty with you. And if the lizard folk are willing to take over the security of certain stretches of the roads, they can be arranged for a toll, and that goes back and forth a little bit. How about a
if you're going to set up a kingdom, you're going to need to fund it, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. That seems reasonable, and Dagalt's sort of expecting that. And will you be assisting, in an official capacity in the kingdom to be structured?
I am an unofficial advisor to King Yaz.
Unofficial advisor to King Yaz.
Ex officio.
Officio.
He does not represent me, but I like his thoughts.
No, and I would never presume to represent you. I am here in a strictly advisory and consultory capacity.
This is true.
Sounds reasonable. How about just a quick persuasion, intimidation, whatever you all think it would be, one from each Yaz and Rob.
Oh my god!
I have any rerolls on that post-it note.
Plus 10. That is the worst.
That is the worst.
That's why it's in red.
I don't have a reroll. That's
Yeah,
it.
you were like, we would like 1% of trade. Dagult's like, sold! Sign right here. 1% done.
Oh god.
No, we're not
Depressed.
gonna budget it out.
I thought I was
Oh, look at that. And Yaz is immediately like, he does not speak for me, and just yanks you back and puts you in your little chair while the big people talk about math.
I'm just gonna sit there and pluck my loot.
I like to imagine that somewhere deep, deep down in his little lizard brain, He is a math whiz.
Yes.
I'm not, but he is.
Yeah.
Somewhere deep inside, Yaz knows that just about every number is bigger than 1. So
Yes.
there we go. Oh, and looks like Shift 70 Up has redeemed a reroll, so everyone does get to update their post-it notes with a
Post-it note.
reroll.
Yay! Post-it note updating.
All
Yes.
right.
And
That'll be
apparently, Jazz EDM DJ Baron Von Yaz. There we go.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. So
More of the
So-
German industrial, though.
little, I mean, DJs can spin just about anything they want there. So among the things that the party's sort of committing to do at this point is head up to the Mirror of Dead Men and address the Black Dragon Isil. You have met that particular Black Dragon before. They didn't eat you at the time, which is, a considerable
Hi.
achievement.
Oh yeah, because the Hydra, right?
Because
we
the
spoke
Hydra.
we spoke our
Uh-huh.
way through that. Yep.
Sure did. Now you know that the frog folk and the lizard folk were cohabitating, sort of, in the abandoned keep in there, and the black dragon seemed to be keeping an eye on the place. So that would likely be a thing that you would wish to conquer / control / maintain if you wish to have control over that area and deal with the black dragon in some fashion there. As you are thinking about that, there is another black dragon that comes to mind. Thinking far, far back to Greenest itself.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, I want to kill that one.
Was that not the same dragon?
No, it wasn't.
Huh.
I thought I remembered somebody saying at one point that was the same black dragon.
Nightscale is the dragon from Greenest. The other one I'm going to
Mhm.
have to look up the name for in the Mirror of Dead Men.
Okay, I gotcha.
So Nightscale is the black dragon from Greenest. So those are the two black dragons that you are aware of by name that showed up as part of your conversations and that you would guess Frulum has knowledge of, having worked with Nightscale in the raid on Greenest and having passed through the other Black Dragon's lair in the Mirror of Dead Men. As you are gathering information about the Worm Speakers, you know that Talus the White was the
The white dragon on the castle.
no, Talus the White was the
Oh.
the woman who had a relationship with the White Dragon on the castle. She
That's
wished
right.
to be the White Worm Speaker. She and Frulum were plotting together to overthrow the two Worm Speakers. And one of the advisors to Degalt, a woman named Rianne, a tiefling, sort of pulls Degalt over and gives him a little more information. And Rob, you don't remember telling Degalt about the troubles that you were having with your daughter. He sort of offered that awful quickly after you had brought it up to the Zentarum.
Oh man, I didn't pick up on that.
And as Rianne sort of passes a little more information along, Degalt says, if the research into the Drakhorn doesn't catch your attention, we also have information about another of the cult leaders, a worm speaker, known as Varam the White. We have an opportunity to capture, and if we can wrest control of one of these worm speakers, we might be able to question them and find out how they plan to accomplish their ends, whether this is the return of Tiamat or simply political control and chaos. That's another option that I would make available to you. Varam is said to be pursuing the tomb of Diderius, a sage of some sort. And we
She
can
want that.
say it again.
Why would she want?
I don't know. And really what I have is too many leads and not enough people. We don't want to tip our hand and send the inexperienced against the cult.
Too late.
Well, you're experienced now.
I feel this is
Tardy.
this is just Rob's opinion here. There's a lot of birds in one stone if we head south to the Mirror of Dead Men.
A little bit
North.
north of the Mirror of Dead Men, but yeah.
Oh, sorry. Then that's north.
Yep. You're in Waterdeep, and it's on the way to
Oh,
Neverwinter.
shit. I felt like that was closer to Baldur's Gate. I was looking for it. Okay. Oh man.
I do think that is true. We could potentially assist with Yaz's predicament, as well as potentially gain some headway on the cult.
Yeah. And maybe even run into Frulum and get some information on where Sarah is.
Well, and what was her name again? The white? I can't remember. I was too busy talking
Sure.
to the other creature that was there.
No problem. Talus. Talus the White.
Talus. She seemed to be eager to do Frulum favors, and maybe she will be there as well.
Wasn't there, unless someone already mentioned a name, wasn't there someone else there too that we kind of run away from?
There was a troll.
There
The
was
troll?
a troll.
There was a
a
big
large
troll.
Think higher up.
Talus.
Okay, that was the name.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
remember.
Talus was the higher up one.
Yes.
I just
right.
remembered the white.
Yes.
part.
Yeah. Okay.
Talus is the one who claimed to partner with the white dragon that was slain by the Force Grey.
Yeah, that's right.
Like us.
But the greenest gray, Force greenest gray.
The grayest,
Don't
the
think-
greenest grays.
The greenest grays. Yeah. They're pretty awesome.
Okay.
She'll be happy to see us.
So here's the thing. Yeah, I imagine after 3 days, the message has already gotten back that there's no mass coming to Frulam, and seeing as how that guy looks like a kid who didn't get enough candy in his lifetime, I'm thinking he's gonna be showing up pretty soon. So
Now, the other side of that is he referred to that as the badge of office.
yes,
Does that mean that currently, Rob, you are the Black Worm speaker?
I'm gonna go ahead and doubt that, but wouldn't it be awesome if it worked? I mean, we might need to we might need to try that at some point because maybe
Didn't we try it? And it worked once.
Get you some purple robes? Like,
I have some.
Yep. So
I mean,
she
I
does.
don't look amazing in purple, but I guess I could rock it. I mean, if we had to. But yeah, I mean, I guess we got this big old badge of office thing that I mean, and any of us can wear it. It doesn't need to. Well, it's attuned, but any of us could attune to it. I mean, it just helps me see in the dark, which all you guys can do. So
It seems to have chosen you in
Oh, no,
some
I get it
particular
now.
way.
well, I think we've made up our mind, right? Yeah, we're gonna head to the Mirror of Dead Men.
Yep.
Done making
Yep,
choices for everybody else.
Well,
First, I need to get a new adventuring dress. My old one has lots of holes in it.
oh no, I already bought you one.
Well, then that's
We'll
settled.
stab to the heart. Stab.
I had one made exactly the same as you had it, and I'd been thinking of what would Rob have done as a welcome back, and I'm glad you're here, and what would make you happy. So I had a dress made for a battle
It
dress
has
made for you.
pockets.
It does have pockets and like a wallet space, and there's place for keys.
I don't have any keys, but I'll be ready.
No,
Never know when you're gonna find a key in a dungeon.
no. I mean, sometimes you
That's-
need that. That's huge.
That's true.
Kolka could fit in the pockets every once in a while, maybe.
This is true.
I'm not good with animals.
That's okay, me neither. I don't know why she sticks around, but she does.
I'm really not
She's a
good
goddess.
with animals.
Oh, okay.
I'm not either.
By the way,
Oh,
like the
Just kidding,
last.
I am. I just never
I was
brought
gonna
it
say
up.
you're amazing with animals.
I'm okay. I'm just kidding. Yeah. I'm
The
Yeah,
last like
I get up and
Enrin
just
can
start
talk to
pacing.
horses.
What?
Oh,
Enrin can talk to horses.
Oh,
yeah, it's
yes.
great. She does a good job. I hear her
Yeah,
every once in a while.
yeah.
I'm listening. You're doing good, Aaron.
Show just
Yeah.
motions to all the furs she's wearing.
They eat each other too. They get it.
The circle of life.
Oh, at this point, I'm no good at patience. We have to do something.
No, it's time to go because I don't want to be here because they know I'm here. Obviously, they know you're here. Obviously, it's time to move. Let's do something weird. Let's head into the mirror.
Sounds good. So I did post up some information on scrolls and such things. If anybody wants to purchase them, just go ahead and spend the money and record the purchase. And otherwise, we are on our way to the castle of Neritar. Same thing for healing
Where
potions,
was that?
etc. In the chat, there was General Repose 150, Revivify 600, Raise Dead 5500, Resurrection 2600, 26,000.
Who can cast this though? Can anybody who buys a scroll cast that or?
If it is on your spell list, you can try to cast it. If you are of appropriate level, you can 100% cast it. So at this
I
point,
don't know about bards and that, but
raise.
druids
Most of those
maybe.
for a bard would need to come from your expanded spell list from being a lore bard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I'm not there yet.
Raise
I
Dead
think
and
the
Resurrection
druid-
are Bardy. Repose and Revivify are Cleric, Paladin, and Wizards.
Oh, not druid.
Yeah,
huh?
druid. I think is like true
And I'm not a big good enough
resurrection or
cleric
something.
yet,
Like it's like
so-
that
Mm.
super high one. But
Sure.
yeah, druid. I can't do any.
The
I can
gentle
freeze you, but even then I can't freeze you.
But now I know what the potion is, and we still have that.
So now we know what
What
the
was-
potion is.
What was the potion?
Super duper healing.
Super. Yeah, like brink of death healing.
Ooh.
Goodness.
Yeah.
So that'll kick us over to the Mirror of Dead folks. And in that mirror, the name of the dragon that I could not remember is in the chat right now. And that's
Oh,
why I couldn't remember
boy.
it. Because it's
Amanthar.
Varaghamanthar.
Manthar.
Please.
Varagamanthar.
Please just call me
Warag.
Var.
Vorag.
Vorar.
Warag.
Amanthar.
Manthar.
Manther.
Hey,
Warag.
how you doing?
Yeah. So let's say we're probably going to be on a 5-minute break as I flip maps and do such things. You will see some stuff on the map that isn't there because it's left over from last time. And I will get that cleaned up as the moments fly by. But go ahead and feel free to grab drinks and such. I'll leave the stream up and running. So flip off camera if you're going to bite into anything disgusting.
Druid has access to reincarnate, the best resurrection spell.
Oh, yes. The random chance reincarnation spell.
You're coming back, but maybe not as you.
Could be anything.
But probably not as you.
Anrin is a partial
Cleric,
cleric.
but I'm only a level 1 at this point.
Ah.
So
I was
you
like,
would
So
you would roll a if you tried to use a scroll, you would roll a wisdom check versus
right,
DC 12 for or 10 plus the spell level.
right.
Revivify is what? 3? No, 4?
3.
3? Oh,
No,
okay.
Revivify is lowish.
Yaz was
3.
considering
3.
buying it and then giving it to Anrin.
Oh, hey,
As like kind of a
Druids can do Revivify too. Did I not have Druid on the list?
No, you did.
Nope.
Did I?
I don't see Druid on the list.
Maybe that's a special Druid, but some Druids can cast Revivify. Aside from saying that it says Artificer, Cleric, Druid, Paladin, Ranger.
in that case, since we have multiple people who can use it, Yaz would buy 1 scroll of Revivify and just kind of hang on to it for when it's needed. Or if
Heard.
someone wants to use it, or whatever the case may be, he's just going to have that on him.
Should
So
it
did
be
we
needed?
split out? Okay, I appreciate that. And one of my questions was did we split out that 10,000 gold?
Ed did. We each get 2,000, right? Yeah.
So that upped my gold count. But I'm giving you, let's see, mithril. I have to find out what mithril is. Should have done this earlier. Sorry.
No problem. So for the mithril chain, I think I said that would be 500 gold for mithril chain. I think it was in the chat somewhere. Bum, bum. What am I looking for?
How much is the base chain shirt? My son has my player's handbook, so I don't know.
A base chain shirt is 50 gold pieces. Making it into mithril chain. Statistically, actually doesn't do much other than make it pretty.
Really?
Yeah, hang on, because I think it does not impose disadvantage on stealth checks, which chain already does not. Chain. Oh wait, chain mail or chain shirt?
Chain. So it's a chain shirt.
Chain shirt. Chain shirt does not impose dex. Does not do that, and does not have a strength requirement. So that would actually not do you any real good. Stepping up to like mithril half plate would be a little more money, but would actually get you a benefit.
Okay, but it would be heavy armor?
Still medium. So half plate
Still
is
medium.
medium armor, and that would be 1,250 gold to go to mithril half plate.
Okay, let's do that.
Sounds good.
It's going to take me a little while to get used to that, but
Yeah. And you can
Okay.
it is still half plate, so there's still lots of chain to it. It's just got,
Just got stuff on top of the chain.
chunks of mithril.
yeah, so it's got, yes.
Just one big old chunk of mithril, right? Sitting right over the abs.
Right there, right here, right in the breastplate, which is where it would do me any good.
Right over the
Find
solar
it.
plexus.
Okay.
What am I doing? Second floor dungeon narrator. That's what I need to know. And that's what I wanted to see.
Okay. Got this. 2.
Yeah, that's an amazing painting. I love it, Paul. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Like that. That's It took way too long to get to you, but I
It is a great
also
painting.
learned how to mat sort of badly.
Yeah, very nice.
So many chunk outs in it. It's so bad.
Keep on
But
staring at the lip.
Aww.
those turned out really good. Like,
They did.
yeah.
Like they're like
that came out so good. Like I love like the bits of blue in there and just like all the colors. Like everything works together like just so awesome.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun to paint in watercolor again with that. So thanks for asking. I haven't done anything since it either, but I hadn't painted watercolor like for years, so that was great.
So the
Glad
other
I
paintings
kept-
you'd done were were oils or
acrylic.
acrylic. Okay.
When I was in college and high school, I was solely watercolor. I didn't start acrylic until like 5 or 6, no, more like 8 years ago. But when I got to Marion, so yeah, 8 years ago. So then I've only been doing acrylic since then. And when he said Creature from the Black Lagoon, I was like, it's got to be watercolor. So it was fun. That was a lot of fun. I still owe 3 paintings from that fundraiser.
You're getting
Takes
there.
time.
I just get my own stuff. Like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna draw this today. I'm gonna draw Rob in a nudie suit. I'm like, but a couple more to go. But I'm glad I can't believe that got to you so soon. I thought it was gonna be like 2 weeks.
No, you got it pretty quick.
Oh, that's awesome. Good.
Oh, antioxidants. Nice.
Oh yeah, no, seriously, that's my jam. When I'm not drinking wine,
Gotta drink
I'm
that
drinking.
bay.
I'm drinking.
Hey.
I keep a case of Bai under my desk.
Gotta hydrate.
Yep. And it comes with antioxidants, and it's low sugar, and it's very flavorful. I'm a big fan
Nice.
of the Bai juices.
Very nice. So, the trip up to the Roadhouse is fairly uneventful. That's roads, and it's reasonably maintained. They are still sending construction information back and forth there. The trip into the swamp, however, is several miles, 10-ish, actually 10 to 14 miles, of slogging through swamp. Has the party managed to acquire any methods of transport to help with going through a swamp, or is this just a slog?
I feel like Yaz might remember that it's a swamp, and that while he's built for it, the others might not. So he might invest either in renting or just buying a canoe for the area.
Sure. Um, yep, absolutely. Canoes, no
Nice.
problem. Canoes, skiffs, little boats, that sort of stuff are available to you or can be created pretty quick. Anything else I should know about to make swamp travel better for you?
Mosquito repellent? Is there like a potion for that?
It would be abilities that folks have acquired, like rough terrain doesn't help them anymore, or swamp is a favorite terrain, or something along those lines. Okay, cool. So, if the party would please go ahead and roll me 1d20 each. In this instance, rolls of 18, 19, or 20 would be adventuresome. A 9 is not that. 12 is fine.
Sorry, just a straight D20.
Just a straight
was it?
D20. An 18,
Okay.
19, or 20 on the roll would be adventurous.
Sounds good. Sorry, I was doing mental math.
No problem.
Uh-oh.
Yes, has it gotten us an adventure?
All
Did you
right.
get my 16?
I did get the 16, but Yaz
Okay.
at the 19
I just
got
had
us
to
the
get the
adventure.
thought
An
out there.
adventure. Yay.
Adventure.
Wow.
Yaz,
Adventure with us.
would you please
Here we
roll
go.
me a D12?
Okay. 12.
An 8.
Painful. D12.
Oh,
I'm
hey!
scared.
That's actually the exact thing that you wanted. As you are making your way into the swamp, a pack of lizard folk appear, about 6 of them. Among them is Snapjaw. He recognizes you fairly quickly. Why you back?
Well, multiple reasons. there is a place to the, and he's gonna point in the correct direction. That is interested in building a road through here. I think. Have you seen it before? Near
Yeah.
the roadhouse, I believe.
Yeah, where you get their treasures from. Yeah.
Correct. They still wish to continue to do that,
Yeah.
and they want to put someone in charge of that castle near where you guys are. I told them you wouldn't like that. And then they brought up the question of if you would be willing to allow me to act as like speaker between you and the people who wish to build roads.
And Snapjaw just like stares at you for a couple of moments in that what about the dragon?
Oh yeah, we're trying to figure that out too.
Oh.
You see anybody else come and go? Maybe any more visitors?
Well, the dragon settled into the castle after the treasure stopped leaving.
I see.
Now it has a little horde that it's protecting.
Has it been causing you guys trouble?
It doesn't put up with far blacks,
The frogman?
the frogman.
That's
Mm,
That
good.
is an improvement then.
That
It
is
is
a
an
big improvement.
Yaz is gonna turn to the party. He's gonna ask kind of like low, just trying to like get his thoughts together. He's like, so the dragon part is the one thing that I kind of forgot about when accepting this deal.
Right. I think we're gonna have to remove this dragon.
I was going to ask, do you think we remove it or like give some of the tax to it? But I feel like if we, give it an inch, it's going to stretch it into a mile.
Oh yeah, because like it could it's either gonna kill us or not, right? Like so if we it's not like we have any bargaining power here. At least I don't think so. Anybody else think like I mean it's sort of a all or nothing kind of deal, I think.
Besides, taking care of the Hydra for it, not really.
Yeah, I don't think it cared about that because it probably could have done that on its own, but we gave it a breather, I don't think we're gonna be able to like reason with it.
How do you think the dragon will feel that there is a small person pretending to speak for black dragons?
Oh, I think it made fun of that shit. Like I think they
They seem to not
I
care
think
about that at all.
I think we heard him say that was some dumb stuff he was seeing, and he was sort of like, whatever, dumbasses. So I don't know that there's any sway we'll get with that, other than to like make fun of it ourselves if we need to like stall for something. Like we could maybe use it as a thing. So is he like he's not pro or con dragon? Pointing at Snapjaw. I'm asking Yaz. Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't seem to care. Let me
Mm.
see. So dragon, and he's gonna turn back to him. He's like, so dragon doesn't cause you trouble. Do you have any opinion of dragon and castle? Would you like to have the castle?
The dragon sours the fish. And
Oh.
you are vaguely aware that black dragons do tend to spoil the environment around them.
Yeah.
So probably wouldn't mind being away from the dragon, but it's a big swamp.
Mm-hmm. Yaz is gonna kind of. We're gonna turn back to to Rob. Like, yeah, let's kill it.
I mean, I don't know if we're capable of killing this dragon, but I think it's sort of I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that
This is true. I
we
don't know how
might
we're going
we
to get
might be?
proof.
How much is this dragon bigger? Same size, smaller than what's this nuts? The one we saw in Greenest.
Much bigger than the one you saw in Greenest, about the
Oh,
same size as Cloud Chaser.
okay, but Greenest Gray beat Cloud Chaser. Barely.
Yes, Greenest Gray did beat Cloud Chaser.
At least one of them was unscathed in that battle.
The bravest of them.
Yes. Stop.
I think we can maybe try it.
Do
We need to be smart though. I
Mhm.
mean,
Shit.
See, am I smart?
Okay, okay.
Not really.
I have an intelligence of 9, which I guess is average. Uh,
as a side note, I love playing with people in California where I can still see sunlight coming through the windows on the wall.
It's all dark out there.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
super
yeah.
dark out here. Yeah. That's awesome.
so let me pass idea to you. Should we try to handle this in trying to convince it to go away, or some form of convincing, at least to try it? And then if it doesn't work, then either way we're getting ourselves into a fight, I feel like, because it's a dragon. My struggle is, I don't know, because clearly it's looking for tribute. We don't have tribute to give, so we have no leverage on it.
Don't have tribute to give?
I don't think so, do we?
Oh, well, we have
Do we
10,000
have
gold.
Oh yeah, I
But-
guess that's
speaking
true.
swords?
I spent some of it on a canoe though, and a scroll. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, totally
That's
okay. I
okay.
mean, well, I mean, I have 2,000. I took 2,000.
I
too,
mean, I'll give 2,000 to this
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
dragon to get
I
him
would
out of here.
I would put it back in the pile, but I don't think it's going to give him out of here. He's not, I
Mhm.
think he's just going to take it and go, ah, thanks for your gold.
Yeah.
That might make him not eat us right now.
Yes,
Mhm.
but it still leaves us with a dragon in the castle problem.
hmm
Is the dragon being in the castle the problem? I guess
I-
so, right?
All I'm going to say, Rob's. Well, let's actually think this out for a second.
Okay.
Our goal here is to suss out what's actually happening. Killing a dragon seems like a good goal, but maybe it's not the goal.
We're
Maybe the
looking
goal.
for
We want to find Fruitland.
Mm.
So maybe you're right. Maybe we do pony up some cash. He doesn't seem to like these cultists, And I'm going, look, I
Oh,
took it from this asshole. Do you know where he is? He thinks he's like all in charge of black dragons, and I don't know, maybe, right? It's not going to get him out. It's not going to get him out of the castle. This is not going to clear the mayor of dead people for you to be the king eventually.
It is
Or
only
stop-
dead men. It is safe for many of us.
Yeah. Or stop making the fish stink for the lizard folk.
Yeah, it won't do either of those things. So the question is our goal to rid the world of this black dragon, which eventually it probably will be,
Mhm.
but maybe it is now. I really don't know. I'm a little emotional because I want to find my daughter.
right. Well, I mean, maybe this dragon might know where we could find Mr. Pouty Face. Find out.
Yeah, I have a name for him. It's Wesley Crusher. I don't know why, but that's just what sticks in my head.
So as the conversation's kind of ongoing, you are making your way up, and Snapjaw is leading, on the best path at the moment. And you get to where you can see the Castle Neritar off in the distance. And perched atop it, you can see the sort of the bronze dome of the observatory area. And kind of wrapped half around it is the black dragon itself. It seems to be hunkered down, its head low in the little uh, opening of the dome, and about 20 feet beyond the dome is a massive dragon eye. It looks like it's using whatever that far-seeing device is up top.
Oh.
So it's got its eye like down at the scope, which is causing its eye to go huge out there as it's just sort of looking over the entirety of the marsh. And as it does so, you can see it's turning the whole dome left and right rather than adjust the intricate pieces in the middle. Just the whole top is being shifted by it as it looks about. It's not looking in your direction, so you don't think it has much of a chance of seeing you right now. But Snapjaw lets you know that he's up there, and yeah, he didn't put up with Born Grey or Far Blacks.
What happened to them?
They got eaten.
Good.
That seems practical. Honestly, I mean, I'm not opposed to that.
It's a good thing to do to your enemies.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally support that. Well, folks, I think we're getting to that point. We got to choose. Are we going tricksy diplomacy, or are we going in and drawing weapons?
You know where my skill set lies.
I
Mine
think
too.
I think we go in hoping for best, but be prepared for worst. Start with diplomacy. If it keeps going diplomacy, then good. But it is a dragon, and one that has eaten things that it doesn't like. So we'll be prepared for that.
To start with diplomacy when we are not all very skilled in that opens the door to it getting the first strike. We want
Yeah,
that to happen.
that's actually my worry too, Show.
True.
But what difference does that make if we are concerned about being able to fight it head on?
What if we do like group? Like one prepares to attack if sees evidence of
yeah,
of hostility while
yeah.
we try to speak.
I think that yes, I don't want to speak for you, but I think you and I are sort of the diplomats.
Ain't that scary? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so too.
And then you know, Chiquito, you're a gentle soul, but you can take on so many different scary ass forms. Like you might be a good tanker with our swingy friends here.
Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm 100% for getting fucking scary and shooting on shit. I have stuff that comes out of my neck. I
Okay, so I guess
that's just the thought I have. I do not need to be the. That's just the first thought I had. Is we try to get a lot of the attention on Yaz and I, and the three of you take up positions for. If he gets squirrely, then we just. At your judge.
I would accompany you and Yaz so that if he does become aggressive, there is a possibility the teeth don't find you first.
Okay, I think yeah.
Okay.
But if Ender and Chiquito want to attack from another side if things get bad.
Well, can you guys get stealthy and come up a different way? He's gonna know where you
right.
are. He's gonna know where you guys are coming from.
So as you're sort of kind of talking that layout through, you remember having been in the castle. It does have a bit of a moat around it. The dragon is currently atop the castle, so it's got a pretty good sight line. Most of the approachways would be this causeway here, The houses to the north are a little bit ramshackle, mostly bullywog. The houses to the south a little more organized, the long houses of the lizard folk. Um, if you were going to try and greet the dragon from outside, probably somewhere on this strip. Um, the scale, you are much bigger than you would be, but you could maybe try and talk to it here where you could possibly force your way inside the castle for some cover, but then
I'm
you
not
might
sure where
have.
Are you
I didn't.
looking?
Oh,
I didn't see the here. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
that's okay. I just realized I'm on the wrong layer. So
Okay.
causeway here.
Yep.
If you were to address the dragon from this general area and things go south, you might have some cover by forcing your way in, but then you'd have to deal with some lizard folk and frog folk. You
Okay.
might be able to get some shelter, but these houses are a bit rickety. They are skins, mud daub, and that sort of
Yeah.
thing, so that dragon could go through them. Or you could try and get all the way through the castle and up and talk to him there. That'd just be bluffing your way through the frogs and the lizard folk to get up into the observatory room.
But then we're surrounded.
Then you'd be
We could
deep
do
in it.
that though.
I mean, I'm sure we could bluff our way up there. I just don't know that coming down when the dragon goes, "Kill them, you fools!" as I'm killing them as well, is a good idea.
What if
Uh,
we go a
hey,
little further out and send out a signal to get his attention?
Oh yeah, like we go out into the swamp and go, "Hey, we'd like to talk to you,"
Mhm.
and see if he comes. He may not even come, but that's
We
not a
like
bad idea. That's a great idea. He's out of his
We-
lair.
we'd like to strike a deal, and
Ooh.
Just- that should.
And we have time to control some of the environment too. Like we can actually get Anrin and
Mhm.
Chiquito in positions and stuff.
Sounds good. What type of control of
Great
the
idea.
environment would you be looking to set up?
I said that because it sounded smart.
no,
It's-
they're real
I know it's
smart
a
on
good
that.
set. Just like what are
Give
you
me a
looking for? Are you
chance
looking
to
for
do something.
heavier tree growth, open area? What is the style of area that you're thinking?
Chiquito would maybe pick an area, maybe open area, maybe where maybe a little storm cloud can maybe kind of ascend overhead.
Somewhere storm adjacent. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
So ground type, dry, swampy, wet.
Is there anything but swampy?
There's drier patches. So like
we would want the drier patches for
drier
sure. We
patches.
don't want to get stuck in the muck if
Okay.
something goes down.
From
Okay.
what I understand, they're adept with muck and water.
They are
Uh,
pretty good in muck and water.
and
So,
you guys are not. Not to be, like Debbie Downer, but you
No,
guys are
that's
not
true.
good at muck and water. So maybe dry is better.
okay.
And we could flip the canoe over and put some grass and smoosh over it, and so you could camouflage in there and then paka attack.
So
if
maybe a little like that would work
So
if we were trying to be stealthy, but we're not trying to be stealthy.
Well, I think perhaps two of you are being stealthy.
Well, that was interesting.
I'm just shifting us around. This is
To
not.
the
Okay, good. I was
Hydra
like,
map,
what
to the
happened to the
Hydra
map?
Yeah.
So Rob,
Yeah.
just to get my notes here prepped and mentally prepped. We signal wanting to strike deal. Talk about Fraulein.
We want to get Frulam. Yeah.
Frulan. Sorry, that's the name.
Yeah.
Want to get Frulan, but for now, leave Dragon be. We just want the information.
Yeah. I mean, this doesn't get you your kingdom yet.
I don't expect it to be easy.
All right. So it's just a start. And maybe we negotiate a little bit of a better time for the lizard folk, and that helps you later. We want the bullywogs to sort of shuffle on off. They're kind of a pain in the ass anyway, and you know, and then that makes things a little easier for Snapjaw, which makes things easier for you when you come back.
Mm-hmm. What I'm wondering is if there is some way. I don't think there's gonna be a way to get them to move for them to hunt, but
No.
that's probably not going to be possible at this time.
Might be a bridge too far, but just
Mhm.
to get the bullywugs out of the lizard folk area might be something we can do because he does not look like him already. And it seems like his idea, but it makes things better for Snapjaw.
Yes. Okay. From what I have seen of our respective skills, I'm good at lying through my teeth.
Yeah, seen
In-
that. That's good.
Yes. Would you like to handle trying to get him to go towards the bullywugs, and then I can be cleanup crew behind you?
Yeah, I feel a little more inspired than I was before, so maybe things will go a little differently.
These sound like good ideas. So, could I get a quick persuasion? It'll be a straight roll, not an attempt, not an ability to help here. That the speech you are going to give to Snapjaw to echo to the dragon to get them out. So this is the dragon's attitude, how well or poorly when they come out to meet you.
And you want me to roll a persuasion?
Whoever would like to roll the persuasion.
Maybe you should get a good luck boop before.
Oh, I
That
should
was
have
the
gotten a
straight roll.
book.
Oh.
That was a straight roll.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a straight
Straight roll. So because this is going through Snapjaw. So this is basically coaching
right.
coaching Snapjaw on the speech to be presented, and you do
Gotcha.
fairly well. The
Can I
area
boot Snapjaw?
you could if you got close enough that he could deliver it to the dragon in that time, but I think you're staying a little further back. The area that you can think of that both you and the dragon would know would be where the Hydra was killed. And that does sort of match up to what you're looking for. There are some streams going through the area, but they're fairly condensed. The ground is fairly dry. The sky is fairly open. And we'll say that, just off map here, it gets to, swampy cypress trees and that sort of stuff. But this is a fairly clear area.
Perfect.
The dragon will be flying in from the northwest, so top left corner. It will be approaching from that direction. So would you please array yourselves as you would wish to be when the dragon will be arriving flying in from up here?
Chiquito,
I think it's
Yeah,
I'll let
yeah.
Mandarin and Chiquito figure it out, yeah.
Yeah,
can you make yourself? I mean, you're very organic right now. Do you make yourself look like part of the landscape?
I mean, I could put some mud on me, I guess. I got it. It's growing a bit, I guess. I don't know. I could lay down. I was gonna hide behind that tree, but I don't know.
Well, lean up against the tree, and then you will look more like the tree.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Chiquito.
I was
you've
just
been-
gonna
you've gone
stand there,
hunting
but I
before.
guess I could do that too. I wasn't thinking of. I think that might be a compliment that I look a little bit more like it. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And I don't think, Chiquito, you don't need to breathe like we do, correct? Do you breathe?
Now,
Maybe you could, I don't know, squish under mud.
Warforged
I mean, I
don't-
could just sit under the water.
Warforged
Really.
don't breathe.
Or
No.
under the water, yeah.
I could just, yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
if you
Up
want
to
me
you.
to.
Up to you.
Well,
I
I'm gonna go.
froze.
I think I might be over here at this tree. Is
What
that a good
happened?
place, or should I be over here at this tree? Where
What
you
if
got?
you-
Where do you think?
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
Uh oh.
Oh no!
He said
Rob.
last words. I froze.
What?
Oh.
Oh, what happened? I
What
froze.
if you're under this tree here? Because then you're still under a tree, but you're closer.
Okay, I would go. Yeah, I trust you. You know
And
what's what.
I will take advantage of the natural habitat, and let's see if it works. I'm going to hide. I'm going to attempt to hide even when I'm only lightly obscured.
Sure.
If I see anything going wrong, I am going to then cast. I'll be casting a spell.
Okay,
if
so
I see that.
Anrin, go ahead and give me a stealth check at advantage. Chiquito, go ahead and give me a stealth check at advantage.
under the water as a tree.
Anrin's
a
crushing
little
it.
metal log.
Stealth check.
Stealth check.
I'm gonna give myself a pep talk before I do that. You're gonna be okay. Think like a tree, Anrin. Actually, it was a compliment. It was
It was a
right. It
compliment.
was
It was meant as a compliment.
It was a
It
compliment.
is a
Yeah, I think it was.
compliment.
That's right. Okay. Boop. I give it some time.
Just
Give it some time.
let it percolate through the system.
There
Ooh,
it
that's
is.
pretty
I'm
good.
gonna do this anyway because I already did it.
Ooh,
There you go.
yeah, there we go. Nice.
21
And-
for both of you. That's
yeah.
nice.
So
22 for Chiquito.
yeah,
Oh, that's right.
and well. They are well hunkered down in the water. They got the branches over them. They got their scent masked. They're paying attention to which way the wind's blowing. They've erased the tracks leading to it. Things are going well. Rob, Yaz, and Sho, as you are kind of set out there, being obvious in the middle. Any preparations I should know about from the three of you?
Rob's coming up with stories because he assumes the dragon's really intelligent. He's going to ask why we're 2 down people. So I'm
Mhm.
coming up with stories for where those 2 are.
Okay.
And
The
this
I'll
hat
be-
dragon is
I'll be
also smart
working-
than
does
life
not
knows
fit
what
over
to
my
do.
headphones. uh,
Okay.
And the other thing I'll be doing is so Show's going to stand in front of us. And I'm just going to repeat one more time the goal. The goal I might even sacrifice, like, this to me is worthwhile. I'll sacrifice the dragon mask for this. Like, I'll hand it over and say, look, this guy thinks he's like whatever. I took this. I'm just going through the plan with you guys, like, and whatever we can do to just get him to like help us kill this Frulam guy or get us attached to that Frulam guy. We'll come back for him later.
Mhm.
But
I think I'll prepare a bag of 1,000 gold.
and I'm going truthful. Like, that's actually truthful. Like,
Sounds
we're
good.
not interested in disrupting anything here.
And as a
Other than we would really like to see the lizard folk kinda. The bullywogs are a bunch of shitheads. My friend Yaz here has an opportunity to. Nope, not gonna even go that way. Don't even want to go that way.
Okay.
Scrap that.
sorry.
Yeah, but no, I
Brainstorming.
don't want to
We're talking it out. We're workshopping it.
put a target on Yaz's back.
It was a long walk here. It was a
yeah.
long walk here.
Yeah. But yeah, we have an opportunity here. Yeah. Okay. I got it. Okay.
So I got an important question. Currently mask up, mask down, mask on, mask off.
Mask off,
Off.
but in hands.
But in hand. Okay.
Well, I got my bow in one hand because I'm not an idiot.
Okay.
And for the story, for why the 2 others aren't here, Yaz would like to help with that bit because that is going to involve lying through teeth.
Yeah. Actually, why don't you do that bit? You'll be better
And
at it
Yaz
than me.
has many teeth.
Lots and
Yeah,
lots of teeth.
Lots of teeth. Yeah.
So
You
ma-
do that.
so ma-
You do that bit. Yep.
Gotcha. So as the dragon is on approach, it's off in the northwest. It is flying in. It moves to land a few, 50, 60 feet away from you. It is taking a look around, and it just looks at Anrin, and it looks at Chiquito, and then lands just across the water from you.
Yeah. True sight.
Not even that.
It just
It's not-
Just
crushed
killer
it,
perception roll.
crushed it with a
Yeah.
26.
I didn't even look at the roll.
So yeah, it just looks between you. It doesn't seem offended by this. Little bit hard to read, but you can feel a little tingle in your hand that's holding the black dragon mask. You're feeling something from it, and it's giving you a little extra insight, perhaps, into what's going on in this dragon's head. It looks across to you, and we've met. I don't think you are worth remembering.
No, probably not. I mean, you must have met some pretty incredible folk before, and we're just sort of piss ants walking through the swamp. But We did come across, and I hold it up. We did come across this from one of those pissants who thinks he actually has some sway over you, and I just was hoping, because that pissant had become a burr in my backside and my friend's backsides here, that maybe you would know where this jackass is.
You're speaking of Resmir, the Black Dragon Worm Speaker.
No, Resmir ate it. We're looking for Frulam.
Oh,
Yeah, kind of a toady sort of schmuck.
I'm dealing with the frog people recently. He strikes me more of a weasel.
Yeah, I can see that.
What do you wish of him?
I kind of want to learn what he knows and then make it so that he doesn't learn anything else.
That's reasonable from within the cult. You don't wish to be Worm Speaker yourself?
Seems to me like humans pretending like they have some kind of ability over dragons or any kind of equity with dragons is sort of arrogant, and I'm not really looking for that.
That's wise enough. It does not make you equal dragons, but it does put you above other humans. That is more burden than you wish to bear. I would not mind relieving you of it in exchange
Nah.
for knowledge of this Mondath.
I look over at Sho and Yaz and like, I'm all right giving this up for knowledge.
Yes, we'll support that.
Well,
Anything from Sho?
No, this
Okay.
is not my call to make.
All right. Then I just sort of put it on the ground and like kick it over. Kind of thing.
sure.
Yeah.
And he just sort of watches it skitter, and he's just like, "I'll get it when I get it."
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look like he's like in a hurry. He's like, "Okay, you could have
Well,
just put it down."
completely bearing in mind the fact that I'm not going to put it anywhere near me.
Yeah.
Like I know he's got ranged weapons, but I'm not going to give him an advantage.
And so the dragon thinks for a moment, and then he says, "Mondath and Talus seek to rise to the position of Worm Speaker. They've been scheming together for some time. The badge of office you hold, the Black Dragon Mask, is the one that Frulam seeks. Talus seeks the mask of the White Speaker, held by Varum. The two of them, Frulam and Talus, are pursuing Varum. And he sort of eyes you as if that is that enough information? You can see there's a little bit of a, I don't feel like giving you more than this is worth.
Did
Are you
we
pushing
learn
beyond
enough? Did we learn enough from the Never Ember?
So you learned enough about Never Ember to know that Varum is near the tomb of Didarius, and
to the far north.
Didarius is to the east. So Didarius is to the east. The Drakhorn lead was to the north, and we'll look at the map about that. But you've got a good lead on where Varum probably is, and if Mondath is after Varum, or Mondath and Talus are after Varum, where they would be. And he's sort of judging you, so as he's doing so, he's going to see if that's enough of a connection in your mind. Inciting you at an 18? Does he get enough of a read off of your face to know that he's given you enough hints?
Yeah, I think so, right? Like, we feel good. Yep, all right.
Well.
And I give a wink and a nod, I guess, and...
This has been a reasonable exchange. I hope more mortals learn to deal with us in this fashion.
Oh, can I... And please, I know I might be pushing it.
He just sort of eye rolls.
It seems to me like the bullywugs are more pain in the ass than they're worth. And we've been trying to, you know, strengthen the position of the lizard folk here. I don't know if you could make it a little easier for the lizard folk to, you know, enjoy their ancestral lands here. That's up to you. I don't want to push. I'm just putting it out there.
And sort of as he does that, he glances over towards Yaz, and he says, "The lizard folk lack ambition. The bullywogs lack everything except ambition."
That's fair. I saw an episode of G.I. Joe like this once.
And what serves you better, ambition or everything else?
Both. Which is why I retain them.
Yaz is not going to make a comment regarding either of those statements.
Rob's just gonna thank you.
Yaz is going to say thank you in Draconic.
Yeah, I would say Draconic too.
Oh yeah, Rob knows Draconic.
And the dragon does a little gesture, and the mask just floats up and then over to it. And then he tucks it away in his dragon pouch. Like
Gross.
behind the ear.
Dragon fanny
Dra-
pack.
Dragons have pockets.
Dragons have pockets.
Just
His
lifts up
dragon
his
cloaca.
They're much better
please
designed
don't
than most
say.
clothes.
Nope.
They,
Nope. He just like hooks it on his horn.
Ah.
marsupial dragons.
I assume they have pockets. It seems silly for them not to. So
I'm
Oh,
sure
the
they've
scale-
got something. They
scale
gotta
opens
carry,
up.
or I guess they just probably just glue it. You know, like will it to themselves.
Just
kind
glue
of.
it.
With sovereign glue. Yeah, they're like,
Dragons always have sovereign glue on them.
yeah. Just gonna glue this on here. I don't want to lose it.
Produced by their skin to keep all the scales smooth and shiny.
And then they have universal solvent. Just anyway.
So you have traded the mask for information about Frolam Mondath. The dragon watches you for a few more moments to see if you have anything else that you wish, and then if not, it will be off and away.
Do a bow.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, as it's heading out and away, this has given you some more information, but hasn't done much to resolve the issue of dragon and lizard folk and bullywog.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that the party would like to do towards that end, or are we off in pursuit of Mondath, Talus, and Verum?
Over and stand next to Yaz and raise a question.
Mm.
So, Yaz, have you talked to Sawtooth about ambition?
Snapjaw.
Snapjaw, thank you. I don't know where Sawtooth came from.
Sawtooth is his friend nearby.
Yeah, he's sort of like a fuck up. He smokes a lot of weed and hangs out on the side. He's just, hey, I'm
Some of my
Sawtooth.
closest friends are fuck ups.
Same here.
Well,
Yaz would respond to, and no, that is not something that has come up.
Good night, bud. Thank you.
ambition. You followed your mentor. You've acquired companions. You've adventured. Why? Well, we know why. But perhaps
I feel I am an oddity.
True.
Mm.
Yeah, it's true.
In the most
I'm sorry, that
wonderful
wasn't-
way. in the most wonderful way.
I
That
had
was
to
one
look.
of those times where comments were not invited, wasn't it?
No, it's okay. It made total sense. It just still made me pause. But yeah, so I am oddity. I grew up very separate from lizard folk. I was raised by the street people of Baldur's Gate. So they've been able to nurture my understanding and dealing in the world in a way very different than what you would find among a lizard folk tribe in the swamps who are living day to day.
Oh, I remember about these people. Did they not have? Was she? She wasn't a shaman. Was she a shaman?
Yeah, wasn't someone
They
they
don't
were
have a
waiting for
shaman
someone to be
or
old
leader.
enough, right?
Yes, a shaman has been born, but it is a child. So there is a lizard folk king effectively, and a lizard folk shaman. So royalty and clerical. And they tend to be born and raised. They show the leadership of the tribe. They are the tribe's ambition. They decide what's going to happen. Normally, if two lizard folk tribes were to fight, one king or shaman would fall, and the other tribe would just be absorbed into the other one. They would just become one tribe again. If both fail, shaman and king, then they are without leadership until the next one comes up. So, things that could potentially happen if another lizard folk king were to appear and claim this tribe, they could. That would be within the bounds of their structure. Yaz, having ambition, has the markings of a king or shaman in that they are active. Because really, lizard folk don't need to do much to survive. They can chill in their swamp, eat when they're hungry, sleep when they're tired, you know, play football when they want to play football. There's really no, they have no predators of note. Um, they are among the scariest things in the swamps. Dragons and Hydra being the exception, but they're a
Right.
whole level up.
So, have we met who is the current leader of the lizard folk?
There is no current leader of the lizard
Yeah.
folk.
Oh. No, oh,
That's
there
the
isn't?
problem.
That's the
Oh.
Yeah,
problem.
that was the problem.
problem.
Snapjaw doesn't want to be the leader. There is a leadership vacuum.
Yeah.
Well,
Snap.
it's not so much
For some
wannabe.
reason I thought there was a leader. I knew that there was in the back of my mind. I remembered the cleric thing. There was someone born, but I must have swapped that out for leader.
Oh, so
okay.
the death of the previous leader has been pinned on Farblex. You are aware that the frog folk caused that to happen. And that is what brought the frog folk up above. So the bullywogs are sitting higher in the structure at the castle because there is no leadership among the lizard folk. They're all kind of a wait and see mentality at this point.
If I'm not mistaken, we've already demonstrated that we can and have decimated the frog folk.
We don't like them anyway because
And
one of them spit in my face and then we got grim with them.
yes,
Boy, did you!
I feel like I have been working among.
I think I insulted one to death.
I think you did too.
Yep, sure did.
I feel like I've been among people for a very, very long time and feeling forget. Do you guys think I could just step in there and say I'm leader now? But then when I leave.
No, I don't think you can just step in and be leader. I think
Oh.
you gotta. I mean, look, the complicating thing for me right now is if you go in and like the thing that you would do that show your leaders get rid of the bullywogs. We could do that,
Mhm.
but you're gonna be the voice of the lizard folk to this black dragon.
Mhm.
I
He
feel
already
like
is. He is already
I feel
doing
like
that.
I feel like perhaps even though it is an opportune time with a power vacuum, I feel like now, in the grand scheme of things, is just not the time to claim such a thing.
unless we gonna take care of the black dragon. See, that's the thing
Mhm.
is do we think we can clear out bullywogs, take a rest, and then go after this black dragon? Do we think we can win against this black dragon?
I don't know at the moment. The black dragon seems
hard.
to even.
I think it'd be super hard.
Mhm.
I
Not
think
that
and-
it's impossible, but I think it would be very difficult.
Mhm. And he seems
maybe
to want them around for right now.
well, he just said he wanted ambition and everything else. He
Mhm.
didn't say he wanted bullywogs.
Right, but the bullywogs cover the ambition angle.
Yep.
He won't need them if you cover the ambition angle.
But we have to stay here then, and
Mhm.
we're
And
tied to
we-
this area.
And we cannot stay here for what our goals
Getting
are.
rid of bullywogs might buy us some time if we want to fight the dragon.
So we've just avoided fighting the dragon. We found out where
For the time
Frulum
being.
is, potentially.
If we eliminate the bullywogs and Yaz takes leadership of the lizard folk, that buys us time in the castle to arrange when we want to strike the dragon.
If
Mm.
we eliminate the bullywogs and you take leadership, you can make Snapjaw your second in command, and we may have some freedom to move. Maybe.
That would be very reasonable. That should be doable. If you could issue orders that would motivate them to do the things. You don't have to be there every day, but you'd have to stop in regularly.
It would be an avenue that we could take now. It would take a few days, certainly, but it might be doable.
I think there's actually a lot to gain on this.
I think so too.
We got
The-
allies on the back end eventually. It's a
Mhm.
long game.
Mhm.
It's the only game that elves ever play.
That's I'm feeling less like a butterfly and more like a I don't know, like a
Ally?
Badger.
yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
we good?
Oh, Chiquito, please
Chiquito,
come
get out of the
out.
water.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
The
sorry.
dragon's gone.
All right, okay. So what's up?
All
I feel
So
like
to
Chiquito had like little straws in his ear holes just so he could listen up.
let's go through all that again so that Chiquito can hear.
You can fill me in or whatever later.
So
All right.
I think what I heard was work to take the bullywogs out of the castle without upsetting the dragon and presenting Yaz and the re-energized lizard folk as willing servants slash ambitious servants of the dragon. To eliminate the bullywogs. Combat threats. What are you thinking?
I'm hoping for combat, but you can decide if there is a better route.
They've
And after
shown to
maybe after,
be-
I'm sorry.
Oh no, go.
I was gonna say after maybe like understanding and hearing what everything was said, with the dragon and whatnot, he might say,
Well, wouldn't you think maybe that dragon would possibly protect the Mollywog since they are an asset to him?
That
They
was
are
my
an
concern.
asset only so long as the lizard folk do not show ambition.
Mm.
When the lizard folk show ambition, they are the total package.
And then the bollywogs could become food.
Then the
Mhm.
bullywogs are no longer useful.
So does that mean is there a particular bullywug we should focus our attention onto?
Well, sadly, Farblex is dead, so we can't kill him.
Uh-huh. That is where my issue stands. I don't know what the other leader, if there is another leader of bullywugs.
Perhaps this starts with Snapjaw and presenting your claim to rulership to Snapjaw and using it to instill some ambition in the lizard folk to take out the bullywugs.
Mm.
If we convince Snapjaw that you are king and that you are a rightful king and therefore can control the tribe, as you have said, and your first edict is that the lizard folk rise up and show that they can eliminate the bullywugs.
That is making sense. I think that. Yes.
It
I
is
think that
ambition.
is. Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. If no one, I mean, it's been quite some time since we were last here. And that vacuum is still here. So clearly, no one else is wanting to do it.
So
I think it's easy enough.
here's what I think will start to pan out is in talking with Snapjaw. Snapjaw sort of acknowledges, yeah, you've got the signs, but we want to see some proof of it. And at the same time, I think you'll need to open up a line of communication with the dragon to say, hey, we'd like to do this thing. Please don't breathe acid on us while we're doing it. And what will probably sort out to be is the lizard folk will just leave the castle one day. The dragon won't get involved. And if you can prove yourselves by cleansing the castle of the bullywogs, then you will have right to claim the castle. The lizard folk will be waiting in the swamp outside. Any bullywogs that flee, they will deal with as a sign of their good faith in following you. But it would be an assault on the castle, dealing with the bullywogs and whatever remnants of cultists happen to be around. Now, the dragon will let you know that, by the way, there's been some treasure delivered. The cult didn't find out that the portal was shut down immediately, so there's a small pile. That's mine.
All right.
Fair.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
That's all yours.
And because this wasn't quite where I thought we were going to end up, what I'm going to ask is that we start to wrap for this evening while I prep an assault on the Castle Neritar for the party. Bullywogs and a couple of cultists left over. You remember from your time there were the bullywogs. There were some rather nasty-looking frogs, actual frogs. There were some giant lizards about. That's sort of what you remember being in there. Born Grey and Farblex seem to have been dispatched, and I think that's most of the information that you would have on the castle. I think you remember the layout. Let's pop back over there. Are there any things that you would want to that you would want to research or check out that we should be rolling up for before the assault?
Child shaman.
Child shaman's being kept away from the castle, so that is with the families of the lizard folk that have not been called in to serve. So the old, the young, and the infirm of the lizard folk are not here because they're not particularly useful to the dragon. If you wish to meet, she is young for a lizard folk. I think they age really fast, so I'm going to say probably a year or two old, but already youth. I would have to check on my lizard folk age ranges.
I think it wouldn't hurt for you.
Yeah, I agree. Did we see? Did we discuss when or like what time this assault would be happening at?
They will leave that to you.
Okay, because
So
I'm wondering if this is at night or sometime or whenever the bullywugs are less active, if we go in and surprise them that way.
Nighttime, daytime, your choice. Give me a quick nature check if you would.
Okay. Where'd my character sheet go? Okay. Nature. Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's a real good nature.
Oh,
I
nice.
just completely left the thing that I was looking at.
Because like if Yaz is thinking of this, he's gonna go the way that he understands it, which is to go totally underhanded and give himself the best advantage, which will
Mhm.
probably be at night when they're not really active, or
Uh,
whenever they might not be active.
I would say they are probably less active at night as it gets a bit colder. I do not believe they have dark vision. So darkness would be your friend there.
Mm.
Okay.
As they say, nighttime is the right time.
It is. Though certain friends have lost their ability to see in the dark at the moment.
Hello, darkness, my old friend, except for Rob.
I never had it. I'm
Okay. And I think did we? I'm trying to remember back to when we were underneath the castle. Didn't we pass like some like sleeping area that had like a lot of slime on the floor, or no?
Sure did. So under the castle, there is a underground lake as well as a sleeping slash breeding area that has the eggs and such down below.
Super mucky.
That's right. Oh yeah, the wall of frogs.
Yep.
That sounded familiar.
Yep, there were a lot of frogs.
Cute, cute.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what you recall is you came down the stairs from here, and then you saw a little water going off. Down here was a mucky area. You came over here, hopped down a little ledge. You dealt with Farblacks and minions in and around this area. Huge wall of frogs were approaching. Folks were approaching off that way, and then you escaped out the teleport circle that was located over here. That the other side of that teleport circle has been destroyed, more or less permanently. Somebody dropped a stone on it.
Happen.
That's weird.
Did happen. So Yaz would drop that idea to the group and see like how do you feel about this idea? Like if we can find them in a kind of consolidated area or a condensed area, we could
And feed them to Hadar.
yes.
Yeah. That's true.
I wasn't trying to make it so, clear.
They might
that
be
that's what
happy
I'm
to go to
doing, but yeah,
Hadar.
that's totally what I'm doing. Hadar's a hungry beast.
That is
Yeah.
a solid assessment of Hadar. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's the hunger between the stars, something like that. But
He's also got lots of arms.
does have lots of arms.
But yeah, that's gonna be what Yaz is thinking, is get them when they're kind of all in one spot. Maybe do that hunger Havadar, maybe position ourselves in a way we could just kind of like boop them back in, or like to block off exits in some way, and just try to get the jump on them. That's the idea that Yaz is presenting. If anyone else wants to toss in another option.
This sounds very good to me.
It's good. And then the last thing that I will ask is the approach. The castle itself, there's kind of only two ways in. One would be through the castle entrance itself, up on the ground floor there. The other would be through a subterranean waterway, which I think Yaz discovered or somebody turned up, that leads into this frog area. So you know that there is a way in from the outside in the moat, swimming down and in, or flying. You know, you could always get dropped off up top. what method of approach might you be thinking about?
I mean, yeah, Yaz can swim down there, but he's gonna want to be with the group because it's gonna be being with the group that this is gonna work.
Mhm.
So the only way I see that is going through the front, to my knowledge.
Sounds good.
That's
How
right
tall
with
are the
everyone else.
walls?
This is a human castle, and it is so the first floor walls are about 10 foot high. It does have, excuse me. It does have a second floor and then a third floor, which is the observatory. So the higher walls are 16, the lower walls are 8. Sorry,
So the walls
10.
from the exterior of the castle.
The walls on the exterior of the castle
So
would
like
be
this
16
wall.
feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
16 feet.
I
Can
could
show
jump
jump
there.
that.
Yes.
That makes me so happy.
And could lower a rope. So we
There
could
you
go
go.
in from above.
Okay.
Sure.
Do those boots make a difference?
Yes. Although if they serve someone else better, you should take them because they are only moderately useful for me. I can use a reaction to double my jump distance, which puts my jump distance at 36 feet. With the boots on, my jump distance is bounded by my speed of 40 feet, so it makes a 4-foot difference.
Mm,
And the boots don't do anything for jump height.
it's just the
The boots
The-
do mean you're not slowed by terrain.
mm. I would say
So they're
maybe
still good. They're still good.
I'd say
Yeah.
Mhm.
you keep those. I'd say maybe you keep them because
Yeah.
it'd be good to get.
And it means
there.
I don't have to spend my reaction to do it.
Exactly.
But 16-foot wall, I can jump that no problem.
Here's the thought, and this might be something totally different, and I apologize. But I'm thinking if we need to find a way, and maybe the most opportune time to fight a dragon is when we have a castle to protect ourselves about. I'm just saying. I'm not saying we do it now, but I'm just thinking. But we might want to find where that horde is, where his that horde is. If it's down there, that's great. We know that the dragon could get there. Obviously, I'm assuming it could. Maybe it might be harder for him to get out.
So, from what you understand of dragons, they are good swimmers. So that same swimming entrance that Yaz would know about, the dragon could definitely get in and out. Dragons are also pretty snaky, so they can squeeze pretty tight. They might have trouble getting down the hallways, but that big open pool area, you're pretty sure they could get in and out.
Okay.
So you are thinking where we might face the dragon after we have dealt with the bullywugs.
Right. We'd take a look and see maybe what might be an area. We take his wings away from him. We might have a better advantage, maybe.
Yes, I think that is good.
Sounds good. Awesome. So what we'll do is we'll break from here. Thank you, everybody. We will pick back up next week with the second assault on Castle Naritar. This time, looking to exterminate some bullywugs and position Yaz as ruler of the Mere of
Yes.
Dead Folk. Currently seeking to eliminate the bullywug infestation. Restore some portion of the balance, and carry on from there.
I feel like this has a whole other a whole new meaning too, because he just rips the souls out of humanoids' bodies too. So it's just like it's weirdly fitting.
I mean, somebody has to be Lord of the Mere of Dead Folk, and
Might as well be Yaz.
why not Yaz?
Soul Snatcher.
Cool.
I ask myself that every day. Why not yet?
Why not
Yeah,
yet?
yes.
And so with that, we'll be wrapping up in a second. So we've been streaming on 20 sides to every story. If you do happen to enjoy what you're hearing here, swing by Discord and hang out with us. We've also got some new community campaigns that are kicking up shortly. And we've been having some cool stuff going on in the chats as well. Last Sunday we did a meet and greet and talk and paint and do fun stuff.
Fun.
I have been learning all sorts of things that make me want to switch from Roll20 to Foundry. And, we get to see artwork being made, games being played, and all kinds of stuff. So feel free to swing by on that one. And there is also a new convention that Alex posted for some of the gameplay for the new book that's coming out. And I forget the name of the convention.
Elemental Evil?
Elemental
Dungeon
Evil is the game.
Con.
Dungeon Con. Thank you. I was like, it has to do with dungeon. Dungeon Con. So
It is not Dragon Con.
yeah, but all kinds of cool stuff. Hop over in the Discord, come hang out, and we'll be happy to see you. And thank y'all. Bye.